got rights to my story.
I didn't even get to audition, and I was kicked out of the band.
We had to end up standing in unemployment line after 2 albums.
It's always a price to pay with stardom.
Antenna TV's Nostalgia Stories. Get it on the go at WGN. The following is a live local sports presentation of WNEP.
Valley View, every year there's high expectations, and the kids know that, and they practice that way, and we coach them that way. So going into this game all summer, they were ready, and they know what to expect.
We're pretty fortunate. We have a good group of kids, great coaches that push the kids. We continue to do that all summer. It's going to start, obviously, with the older guys. All this stuff comes down to, leadership. We have pretty good leaders, so those guys will set the tone in terms of making sure there's energy throughout the game.
Opening night is always big, but you're playing Scranton Prep. That's our rivalry. I feel every year it's a battle, and it's good for high school football.
It's a game you have to prepare for, make sure the kids are ready. The kids will be into it, obviously. Just got to take one play at a time, one series at a time, one quarter at a time. Make sure you maintain your composure, react, and just play hard.
We have a great tradition here. I try to tell the new kids coming in the feeling you're never going to experience. It's awesome. It's a big game for us, there's no doubt about it. And I'm sure it's a big game for them too, and we're going to go after it and see what happens.
Number 6, the Valley View Cougars. Number 5, the Scranton Prep Cavaliers. The high school football season kicks off next on WNEP Plus and WNEP 2.
This live presentation of high school football is sponsored by Caputo and Mariotti Law Offices.
Huddle up for Nittany Game Week.
Get a sideline seat with coaches Jay Paterno and Tom Bradley as they join host Todd Sadowski for expert analysis on the blue and white. Nittany Game Week, Saturday at 11:30 on WNEP and streaming on WNEP Plus. Sponsored by your local Hyundai dealers.
So let me get this straight. You're who I spoke on the phone with, but you're the one that emailed me back, and you're preparing my paperwork, but you're who's going to court with me? So who exactly is my lawyer?
If you're seriously injured or need a lawyer, at Caputo and Mariotti, we personally handle your case every step of the way.
At Caputo Mariotti, you get us. You get justice.
I'll probably meet new people, making some friends. I think it's going to be fun.
Around campus, students will notice more than just some new faces. East Stroudsburg University has made lots of upgrades to classrooms and other buildings.
Some great work during the summer. Abelhoff Auditorium had a facelift. We upgraded the restrooms. We put an ADA ramp in for accessibility. The Zimbar Gym got a totally new facelift inside, so they're painting in there to brand us a little better.
Classes begin on Monday here at East Stroudsburg University. Emily Kress, Newswatch 16, Monroe County.
The Nanticoke football team is mourning the loss of their head coach. They'll take the field without Scott Dennis tonight. He died earlier this week at his home. A celebration of life will be held tomorrow at 1 p.m. at St. John's United Church of Christ in Wapwallopen. As students head back to class, school and state officials are urging folks behind the wheel to pay attention to bus drivers as they pick up and drop off kids. As Matt Kleindice reports, unsafe drivers at bus stops are a growing concern.
Protecting kids on the school bus.
We have an important role to keep them safe.
Diane Nickel is entering her 20th year as a bus driver for the Northern York School District and says she's encountered a number of unsafe drivers on the road. She says it's an issue that continues to get worse every year.
It's scary and it gets frustrating and you get upset because you know that this child, their life is in your hands right now.
Nichols' bus is outfitted with a delayed door opening system and brand new exterior cameras to better protect her kids and catch anyone breaking the law.
They will catch the offenders more easily for us when we have these people that are going through our red lights.
According to the Unified Judicial System of PA, more than 8,700 drivers were given tickets over the past 5 years for illegally passing school buses. Of that, 5% of those tickets were given out in York County.
These kids are vulnerable in certain situations when people are violating the law.
PennDOT spokesperson Dave Thompson says drivers should pay more attention for students and school buses, especially during morning pickup times. He says drivers drivers should follow all speed limits in school zones and always stop when a bus is picking up students.
You still have to slow down, and you still have to stop when those red lights are flashing and the stop arm is out. And you have to stay stopped until the lights are no longer flashing.
Byron Axtell and the new center for them, Owen DeCurta, the junior.
Well, I think your jitters will be out quick. You know, that opening kickoff, this opening play, will get rid of the jitters real fast.
Yeah, that's what I said, Lewis. You get your first hit and you go. So Scranton Prep will actually go with the first play of the game, and they run a draw to McPartland, running the Wildcat early.
He's kind of a do everything for them as well. Played some receiver last year for them, running back. You know, good pedigree. His dad was a great player here at Prep, so
I remember him.
You know, I'm assuming they're hoping he'll be just as good as his dad was. University of Miami player, his dad.
Oh yeah. So we talked about Valley View maybe going multiple quarterbacks. Scranton Prep does it in the very first play of the game. McPartland comes out now at quarterback is Lewis Paris again. Big physical guy, will run probably more than throw in this game. But Valley View trying to own the line of scrimmage early, second down. And it is another quarterback draw, and he gets good yardage downfield. Going past midfield. He has an opportunity to go all the way. Can he break away? Yes, he does. George, we talked about it, and he just showed up. Lewis Paris going the distance for 6.
This is exactly what he did last year. This is just unbalanced towards the field, and then run Lewis back towards the short side. Get your defense to overload to that unbalanced side, and then run back where there's less bodies. They got some great blocks at the line of attack, and that's what he can do. I mean,
76-yard touchdown run, and it was right through the gut. The nice seam with the quarterback draw allowed the blockers to set up their block. And now we go for the extra point, and Prep will go with Tyler Bianchi going to the left-footed kicker to try to make it a 7-0 game.
I don't think people understand how fast Lewis is either. You saw there a little bit how his speed.
And it boots straight through the middle, so 7-0 in the first minute of this game. We'll take a look at this touchdown run, and again, quarterback draw allows the guys to set their block.
We used to call that a quarterback redskin. You saw the two linemen pulling for him to that short side, and then it's just off to the races. The Valley View just didn't have enough guys there on defense to be able to stop that.
Kaharski trying to get him from the outside, and you can see both guys. Yolkowski, the safety, thought he had the angle, but Parrish just a little bit quicker than he appears. He appears strong, but he actually has some good giddy up, and Prep couldn't call it up any better. 2 draws early and a touchdown, and there's Lewis. I guess the butterflies are gone.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you, the butterflies are gone for all the Prep sideline now, too, because you want to talk about a great way to start a game against your rival team. You know, you've heard about for the last probably 4 months or 5 months since the schedule came out, and he's, you know, that's about as good as a start as you can get. Here's the guys pulling. You see the double pull there? And you see the whole side of the field just opens up. There's nobody there. And that's what a lot of times teams early, they'll run a lot of unbalanced sets. They try to get you a little lost in the shuffle, what you're doing offensively, and then when you have a weapon like Lewis, that allows those big plays.
Early in the game, the defense wants to make a big hit, and you get out of position a little bit. 77, De Los Santos was looking for somebody to hit. I don't think he ever did block a person. It was a wide, gaping hole, and again, Paris showed his cleats and went in for the distance. So now Valley View has to respond, and it'll be Scranton Prep kicking off with the Cougars down 7-0.
And I'm going to guess Prep's probably run that same set and run to the wide side of the field towards all the bodies pretty much in all the film they saw. So they overshift that way and they come back to where there's nobody. So the chess match begins.
Yes, it does. Ben Evans back as the deep guy. Scranton Prep will be kicking off from the 40, going left to right for the Cavaliers. And again, 58 seconds in. A quick answer by the Cavaliers. Evans gets the ball at about the 10, heading upfield to the right. Gets a couple blocks. Nice return there. Valley View will take it at about the 37, 38-yard line.
Good return there for Evans. He's a sophomore, track kid, a lot of speed.
Take a look at the Cougars offensively. There's Zach Walensky, the quarterback, with Preston Reed going to get a lot. Kaharski, number 7 there. Ben Evans on the outside with Casey Malmsberger. Jack Novak and big Jason Munley, the tight end, the junior. Valley View comes to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 from their 38. They hand the ball up the middle, and quarterback keeps it. Well-designed play there. George picked up 9 and had the option to hand off or keep it. He kept it for 9.
And that's just a simple old-school veer play where the quarterback will read the tackle, so either hand off to the fullback or keep around the end. And he probably has an option also behind him. So Swilinski's just like Paris. He can kind of run a little bit, decent thrower, so you're going to get very similar types of quarterbacks here.
Call that a first down, so 1st and 10 with a 10-yard carry. Here's Valley View. We'll keep an eye. That is Swilinski at quarterback, number 1. And again, Prep already is used to quarterbacks. Handoff up the middle, going off the left side, picking up decent blocks is Kaharski, and then he puts back after a gain of 2.5, let's say.
It's one of the things Prep does really well. The way their defense is set up, they love to string out anything that goes wide. So they'll wrong shoulder a lot of things, cause the back to bounce, makes them go backwards instead of forward, and then allows other bodies to kind of get to the ball carrier.
Valley View shuffling guys in and out. They are a little deeper with Scranton Prep. Prep guys kind of play the whole game and pretty much on each side of the ball. Couple exceptions, of course. Paris will play a little linebacker, but primarily he's an offensive player. Valley View will shuttle players in and out. So the Cavaliers are facing a 2nd and 7 here defensively. Hand up. Nope. It's kept by Swilinski. Take the handoff. It took it for a couple more yards. So Prep doing pretty good on defense in those 2 defensive plays.
They're good. They swarm. They've been like that for years. Terry runs the defense for them, Coach Gallagher, and they run like a 4-4, old school 4-4 with a little tweak to it, but they do a really good job of getting bodies to the ball. That's been really their strong point for the last 10 or 15 years that Terry's been running this defense. So you're seeing that tonight. Always good tacklers. Big up front, linebackers usually get to the ball really well.
Yeah, 8 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. So see what happens here, 3rd and 4. All right, I'm gonna put the coach's helmet on you here. What, you go run or you go pass?
These are big plays. I think he's got to throw the ball early just to keep Prep on their toes. But
rolling out, looks like it's a running play, but he's tackled, and a nice diving play there by Scranton Prep. I'm gonna call. I believe that was Reese Tanner coming up to make the tackle. I'll give it to 25 there. So it's 4th down. Valley View will go for it. And they snap it quickly, and it doesn't look like they're going to get it. No, they get stymied. So I know you like to gamble, early in the game. But again, I mean, this is not like the NFL where you're going to boot the ball 50 yards. You understand that decision?
Yeah, I mean, I've always told our kids, when I coach, we've had teams that have gone right down, scored on you, like, all right, let's go, settle down. A lot of game left, and Scott's probably thinking the same thing here. A lot of game, maybe flip the field a little bit here and, see what happens.
And Swilinski holding his left collarbone area, upper shoulder. Again, he's a righty, but still that left side, he's got to shake that off. He's bent over in the sidelines. You can see him. We'll keep an eye on him. So Scranton Prep, 4th down, they did a pretty good job. It was kind of a quick snap, but Prep was ready for it. They faked the reverse, and they bring it up the middle, and a nice gain here. That's Paris again, picking up valuable real estate.
I'm worried right now if I'm a defense, just because Paris is having his way with you now the first 2 times he's carried, and you're not even putting a lot of shoulder pads on him in the hits. He's bouncing off guys. You see it here. Pretty much the same play as what they just ran for the touchdown, just with a little more action on the backfield. But you see how powerful he is, and Prep's doing a great job with the line of attack. A lot of seniors on that line, it shows.
Ricky Leslie coming up from the secondary to make a tackle. 2nd down, and this one's McPartland up the middle, I believe. Yes, it is. He's tall for a running back, but again, his dad was kind of rangy too.
I said to you early, I said the physicality of this game is big. I think Prep is always very physical up front, and if you allow them to be physical, it could be a really long game for you. And they're really having their way right now with Valley View.
Coming up just over 7 minutes to go in the 1st quarter. If you just joined us, Prep's 2nd play went 76 yards for a touchdown, Paris. Then they get a 4th down stop, and they're right back in business. They got McPartland and Paris in the backfield, but this time around on the inside, scissors. It's a nice run for Scranton Prep, and they look like they're in real estate. Dickey is an outside wide receiver, but he'll come in the backfield at time. There's Nick Williams, Aiden Muschel, Jake Rutkowski, Jack Conrad, and Mason Mitchell, just a sophomore for Valley View. They've been under siege in the early going here with Tyler Stoblick, Gabe Davis, Gianna Marino. We'll probably talk a lot about him, and Jeff Wasilchek, another Wasilchek. coming through the system. Secondary, Nick Kaharski, Richie Leslie made the tackle 2 plays ago, and Tim Yolkowski. Again, that is the Valley View defense, but boy, they've been tested early here by Scranton Prep. First down again, Paris has the ball. This time the Valley View defense will stone that, and again, they kind of broke down the blocking scheme and made that tackle behind the scrimmage.
Well, I'm laughing here to myself. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but every play Prep's run so far has been to their right. So it's been the Valley View's defensive left.
Yeah, Mitchell made the tackle there, 51.
You see here, great pressure put on. So beat the guy at the line of attack, 51, and now he's able to get in the backfield and make a play. And that's what they have to do a little bit of. You can't let the Prep offensive line kind of weigh on you and push you downfield.
So shoot the gaps a little bit and run blitz a little bit to see if you can slow down the Cavaliers. But again, right up the middle with McPartland, big distance. He takes it inside the 5, so the Cavaliers just rolling with fundamental football. First and goal at about the 4-yard line for Scranton Prep.
You know, it's been the same. It's the same thing. I mean, it's just pretty much the same plays over and over again. They're hitting within those A gaps in the middle there, pulling guys and just getting on bodies. And you can see, I mean, it's like the Red Sea when they're handing the ball off here. The backs don't even have to make a lot of cuts to get the daylight. The daylight's showing as soon as they get the ball.
There's no reason to run anything till they can stop that bread and butter. So Prep has the ball. You see under 6 minutes to go, 2 drives, and they're looking for the second score. That's McPartland going to do the keeper, and does he get in? Yes, he does. Side judge says touchdown, so Scranton Prep 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, and a 13-0 lead.
Just power football, right? That's all we're seeing first 2 drives. And like you said, why, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because it's working for them, so they'll keep running it until you stop it.
Yeah, no chance of throwing a pass. McPartland being a quarterback at times, Paris being a quarterback, but essentially they're just running the old school like they did 100 years ago. Still working. Prep going for the extra point. Last one was perfect. This one's blocked at the line of scrimmage, so conversion no good. And Scranton Prep will lead this 13-0. Now, you did mention special teams earlier when we were on the air at 6. And early in the year, you don't really get to practice it. You don't want anybody to get hurt, but that's a nice play by Valley View's special teams defense.
You just don't know. I mean, sometimes you got an injury. You might have a kicker that gets injured or a punter that gets injured, or and sometimes you don't have twos. Or so, the summer now is so crunched, so this is exactly what we've been saying. They're just pulling it. Student body right is really what it is. They're pulling everybody off to the right, and they're just either direct snapping to the quarterback or handing off to a running back, and that's just a direct snap to Nick Partland.
And you see Lewis Paris doesn't mind being a blocking fullback.
Nope.
If that's what he is called on to do for that play. 6-yard touchdown for McPartland.
If you're Prep, this is about the best you could start a game. One, because you're not doing a lot. Right. Where you don't have to say, all right, we're in 3rd and long, I got to get a big play, or you don't have to do anything, right? You're running pretty much 3 or 4 simple plays. You're, from a coach's standpoint, a head coach's standpoint, you're happy. Physicality up front, big plays, short yardage. Nothing's been long yardage yet. You're getting hat on hat, and you're making some plays.
Now, Valley View did have a decent drive. They went for it on 4th and 3, picked up about a yard, so they were 6 feet short of continuing their drive. No time to panic, right?
No.
You had a decent drive. You just need to do something on defense,
There's a lot of
but
time
offensively, okay.
And that's what I said, even when you fake the punt. Your hope is when you fake the punt, your defense is going to get a 3 and out. It really doesn't hurt. Now you look back and you're like, why'd you fake the punt? It's another touchdown. But
right, a short field or
you hope
midfield.
that doesn't happen when you do it.
So Tyler Bianchi, who had the extra point blocked, will kick off. Left-footed kicker, Morton Anderson-like. Sending it deep to Valley View. That is Evans, again, getting the ball at about the 8. Tries to cut from the left to the right. This time, pretty good defense. Scranton Prep making the tackle at the 24, and that's where the Cougars will take over.
Hey, Jim, I think you see the energy level, right? You see the Prep kids have that bounce in their step, right? They're riding on a high now. You'll see a nice big hit here on Evans. They're getting off blocks, swarm into the ball. And that's what happens when you go up, early in a big game like this.
Jackson Silphy, number 8, making the tackle. Textbook style there. So Valley View will take over at their own 25-yard line, down 13-0. And Swilinski, despite that hit on the shoulder area, is back in the game. That one stuffed for no gain. The Cavaliers defense active, and that was a nice tackle there by De Los Santos. There's Ambrose Rossi with the Los Santos, who just made the tackle at the other end. Sharples and Axtell, the guys are all in the offensive line. Doughton, line at Dempsey. Reese Tanner, Brady Holmes, and Trayvon Dickey, experienced guys that play offense and defense. And Dickey, we saw him earlier with a nice run up the middle. So Cavaliers do have some skill guys, and right now they're the battle of the line of scrimmage that they are winning.
Their up front guys on defense are excellent. They're all 2- and 3-year starters, and you can see it here offensively and defensively, how well they're doing up front.
Pass in the flat, not in the right timing there. It threw a back shoulder fade, but De Los Santos was coming in and kind of making things uncomfortable for Slowinski. So now it's 3rd and 10.
I don't have a problem with that. You know, you want them to see it pass a little bit, right? You know, you've been running. It's good to, even if you just loosen the corners up a little bit.
Want to get a completion under your belt, so there's a little comfort level too.
And Prep's daring them right now to throw, right? I mean, you're watching it. They have everybody up at the line of scrimmage. They're telling you, come on, take a shot.
So 3rd and 10 for Slowinski and the Cougars at their own, just on the other side of 25. They might have picked up a half yard, and there's going to be a timeout by Scott Wasilchek. Play a little late in coming in, and obviously you don't want a turnover here. Nothing wrong with a punt if that's what you have to do. But again, early in the game, sometimes you don't even need a score. You just need to get a first down or two and punt the ball and give Prep the ball at their own 20 or something.
Even some positives. Anything positive right now is big, right? My big thing here is, you know, you hate to say it's a big play to start the game, but you can't afford to go down 20 or 21-0 here in the first quarter if you don't get a first down, and you know they get a receive the punt and drive down. So you got to get something in the playbook here where you think you can get a definite first down at this position.
I know a lot of times, you know, at a high school level or maybe a college level, you'll go screen here, but Mike Serra, Kevin Serra, there's also a Matthew Serra, so K. Serra. But then you have Jeff Thomas, Rob Ruinski, Jeff Kissel, and Adam Hammer. So again, I'm putting the helmet on you.
The Serra's carpool today. Dad, his
they are a
I'll
piece of work. Oh, Mike's such a good guy.
He is a good guy. And that's a pretty good officiating crew in our, you know, our LFC. So you're getting one of the better groups tonight.
Mike with the white hat is the referee in the backfield. There's a rollout, looking to pass is Slowinski, and again, doesn't seem like there's anything there. He's going to try to pick it up himself, so he did get about 7 yards, but it'll set up a punting situation. I doubt they'll go for it here, but just hold with it just in case. They did go for it last time, and I don't see any special team punter coming in yet. Now they are.
Yeah, I'm going to say they have to punt there.
Yeah, you can't let it snowball.
I thought that was a good play, though. Good positive play there, right? Even though it's technically a broken play, right? He's rolling out here to throw, but he tucks it, which is fine. Get yourself out of the you know, back of the end zone area here in the plus area and see if you can get a good punt off.
Reese Tanner with the tackle. Valley View with a low line drive punt. Prep will get it up at the 36. That's Dickey. Has some good speed going down the left sidelines, and another good return, about 20 yards for Trayvon Dickey. Prep has the ball at the 42 and all kinds of momentum here. Under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, and the Cavaliers leading 13-0.
So when we were talking to Coach Wasilchek, you and I, before the game, I said to him, he's like, you know, we're nervous, and I said, your seniors have to make plays. I mean, in these first games, and you're seeing that from Prep tonight, right? The Paris, big plays. Dickey's a senior, big run back there. So your seniors in these big opening day games, they have to make plays for you.
So the Cavaliers have been running nonstop and undeterred. They have Paris in the backfield. Dickey alongside him now. The handoff to Dickey, and he's going to be wrapped up pretty good there at the line of scrimmage. Nice job by Valley View's interior line. I got to laugh at Valley View's linebackers. Look at their numbers. 10, 5, 6, and 21. Usually you're seeing like in the 50s, but
well, what Jeff's usually done, you'll see the guys here, they're wearing those single digits because a lot of them are backs. So they're going to be your fullback types or tight ends. That's the way Jeff's defense is kind of run. So he'll put his, you know, those linebackers
skill
more
guys
of your,
size.
yeah, not so much skill, your next level skill
right,
guys.
Right, your
not your super fast guys,
no.
your bigger runners.
Mason Mitchell there on the tackle. So now Prep throwing a pass in the flat to Dickey. Picks up a nice block by McPartland, and he's going to pick up a first down. Just a one-man screen. It was well designed.
And same thing what I said to you, Jim. Easy plays, right?
Easy, right?
I mean, it's catch a ball, run, stand up, throw a little hitch screen, let your skill guy do what he does, which he did there.
And Dickey took his time and let McPartland set up the block, and once that first block was laid down, you knew the first down was coming. So Trayvon Dickey picking up the first down. First and 10 for the Cavaliers at the 33-yard line. Harris hands off to McPartland again. Boy, oh boy, they're there, hitting that right
Same
side.
exact play over and over again. You're going to see the two guys pull again, just like we've been seeing. Same exact play. It's the old Redskin counter tray. If you ever watch the Redskins plays, yeah, Riggins. You'll see the two guys pull. You'll see them come into play, and then he's hitting a big gap in the middle. They just don't have enough bodies there to stop it.
So what does Valley View do? Do they bring up a guy like a safety to support the run a little more? They are getting gouged in the middle, and they're bouncing outside. First down, that's McPartland, just the junior. Dickey in motion. Handoff up the middle. Another big gain. Prep is going to get another touchdown. Wow. That was impressive. Actually, not good tackling, but Reese Tanner broke a couple tackles at the line of scrimmage, arm tackling, and just went in. So 3 different guys scoring for the Cavaliers on their first 3 drives.
And this is a great play call to me. This is, you've been giving the ball to the tailback, right? Or the quarterback running. Now you just run a simple trap up the middle with the fullback. One simple block or back. Oh, we have a flag. Looks like we probably have a hold.
It's coming back.
Yep. But a great play call anyway. And you can see again, point of attack. Guys aren't getting touched till they're through the linebacker area.
Yeah, and they've strung it out. Valley View kind of strung out to the outside and got gouged up the middle, but obviously a holding call will bring that back. So Cougars needing a little momentum. Maybe this will help them. The touchdown taken off the board. Still, though, Scranton Prep with a lot of momentum. There's
that pull with the trap. Probably have a hold. Yep, right at the top. You'll see the hold on Marino.
53.
Yeah, you can see 52. It looks
52.
Like.
Yep. Left guard. So it's still first down. High snap. Harris gathers it in, runs up the middle, and is going to get about half of that yardage back right there. And there's another flag. That one coming in late. We'll see.
So, Jim, one of the things Prep does really well, why they're very effective offensively, is they'll run the same play out about 20 sets. They'll give you a lot of movement. I used to tell our kids.
Window dressing.
Yeah, a lot of smoke and mirrors. Okay. I used to tell our kids. I used to tell our kids on defense, don't look at the smoke and mirrors. Like, they'll run guys in motion behind the quarterback, by the quarterback, and then back to where he started. But they'll run the same play out of whatever set they're in. So you're seeing that again here. Same exact plays, just out of about 10 different sets now.
So unsportsmanlike conduct against Scranton Prep after the play. The play will count, but the ball will come back 15 yards. So it'll be a second down. Did not see whether it was something was said or...
I'm going to say it was something behind the play. It looked like he threw the flag back here.
Yep. So again, Paris with just one pass, and again off the left side this time. Valley View's Marino right there to make the tackle.
Prep coaches must have said, we've been running right too much. Let's try to run left.
Just keep them honest,
right? I think that's the first time tonight they've run to the left. Everything's been to the right or right over the center.
We interviewed Marino a couple weeks ago. I went to the practice, and he's grown a couple inches just in the offseason. Usually a guy that big is on the defensive line, but he's athletic, and the team wants him to start making plays, and that was a good one. Needed that. Third down. Now 2 big penalties against Scranton Prep has taken points off the board and kind of backed them up. Let's see what Prep does. If they call a timeout, they are.
Well, you're not going to punt from here, right? So, as Prep's coaches calling the plays, you have 2 plays to get a first down here. So my guess is probably they're going to run the ball here on 3rd down, and then, whatever's left, they'll throw on 4th down. That would be my guess.
Yeah, to get a first down, they have to get inside the 10-yard line. It looks like at about maybe the 9.
Yeah, it's about 3rd and 18 according to the scoreboard. So
you're looking for maybe around 10 yards here, and if you get more, take it obviously, but you don't have to push it too much.
I mean, they've been running that counter and chunking it up for 12, 15, 20 yards. So I would assume that they'll come back with this here on third down, and then or that screen. You know, you don't want to turn the ball over here. You don't want to have a dump play where you're 4th and 20 almost. So you want to chunk a little bit back, and then hopefully your 4th down play is manageable.
So Valley View desperately needing a play to swing momentum a little bit. Any kind of a stop here they'd be pleased with.
Yeah, this is big. Yep. And I'm going to tell you, you know, even if Valley View can get some pressure here and get a sack, if it is a pass, you know, a tackle for loss, you might force them into punting if they push them back far enough. Which would be a big stop here for Valley View if they can do it.
Scranton Prep has 3 guys wide on the right, opening up the passing lanes. Dickey in the backfield, lots of speed. Man in motion now. That's Kroom. Paris looking downfield, has a pocket, throwing deep over the middle, overthrown and incomplete. That was Kroom, the guy that went in motion that they were going to.
It's a good defense there, good coverage. No pressure. I mean, he had plenty of time to throw, right? Just missed his receiver. So again, you're 4th and 18 here. So good hold by the defense. Obviously got to hold him here on 4th, but it's tough to get a 4th and 18 first down.
But they didn't do what you suggested or thought.
Right,
You
so
thought they would get half of it. Now you got to get all of it.
4th and 18. And again, when you're up 13, you could do that. I'm not saying the coaches were wrong by doing that.
Correct. No, I'm with you. So 42 seconds to go in the half, and Scranton Prep facing a 4th down. Need to get about the 9-yard line. It would be a gain of 18. Paris looking to the end zone, pulls it in, trying to extend the play. Doesn't really have anybody open. Looks to Dickey, and it's intercepted, which isn't terrible because it's almost like a punt, and that's exactly where they had to go for a first down. So interception by Valley View, and they'll take over with that play.
That's probably best case scenario for Prep, right? Because if you punt it, you're probably going to punt it out of the back of the end zone and give them at the 20. So that's better than a punt. Valley View's going to start from the 8-yard line.
Yeah, Yulkowski makes the interception, and again, they're happy because they stopped him. Paris kind of knew it was a 4th down, give or go. He was coming across the middle to Kroom and just threw it a little behind him.
So the defense did a really nice job of flushing him out, but not giving him a running lane so he could tuck it, right? So flush him out, you know, sideline to sideline, which quarterbacks don't like so much. They want to get their hips turned and be able to throw it. They couldn't do it there.
And the secondary didn't come up for the run. They just stayed back there and realized we can give you 14 yards, but we're not going to give you more than that. So a handoff up the middle, Valley View. Does have a first down in this game. They picked up a few yards there, a couple of 3, and it'll be 2nd and 7. And let's see if we get one more play in, or is that going to be the end of the quarter?
I'm going to say that's going to be the quarter. And you survive, right? I mean, this could be a lot worse than 13.
You get touchdowns and 2 extra points, you're leading. So that's the way you got to look at it. That will be the final play of the first quarter. Scranton Prep scoring in their first 2 drives, gets denied on their last one, and now it's up to Valley View's offense to try to get back in it. Cavaliers up 13-0 after 1 here on WNEP Plus and WNEP 2.
Save big this summer at Matthews Kia of Blakely. This month, drive off in our 2025 Kia Seltos S all-wheel drive. Lease it for $334 per month for 36 months with $3,000 due at signing. Or lease the 2024 Kia EV6 Wind all-wheel drive for $312 per month for 24 months with $3,000 due at signing at Matthews Kia of Blakely or MatthewsKiaofBlakely.com.
Idle Hours Entertainment is your destination for family fun, rain or shine. Come check out our new digs in Dixon City and Scranton at the former Southside Bowl. Book our VIP boutique lane for private parties and meetings. Go under the sea for a glow-in-the-dark mini-golf adventure. Grab a team and battle it out in our huge laser tag arena. Get your game on in our brand new arcades and up your game with family favorite Cosmic Bowl. Whether you're north or south, there's so much to discover at the brand new Idle Hours Entertainment. Fun,
Well, a great job by Scranton Prep's offensive line. They kind of just went fundamental football. They attempted 3 passes. It's kind of like Woody Hayes. You attempt to pass, 2 bad things can happen and 1 good thing. They had 1 completion, 1 incompletion, and 1 interception. But 14 running plays, and they were just getting big chunks up the middle.
Yeah, we said it. There was no reason to throw it, really, right? I mean, they had to throw at the end there. It was 4th and 18 and 3rd and 18, so they threw twice in the last drive. But other than that, they're just chunking up, just running the same play pretty much.
So they gave him 2 yards on that carry to end the first half. Slowinski, has an opportunity, fakes the handoff and picks up some nice yardage. Defensive end was kind of left on an island there, and he took the kick-out guy, and wisely Zach kept the ball.
Same kind of thing that Prep was doing there. Just run to the short side, kind of overload it, go back to the short side, and then a simple option play. This is old school speed option right here. He could pitch it out to the back or keep it.
McPartland coming up from his safety position to make the tackle there.
Big first down there too, Jim, right? Just to get some momentum on your side finally. You know, you could take a breath now a little bit. Might settle the offense down.
Yep, see what kind of drive the Cougars can do. Just start the second quarter. McPartland. Slowinski, Preston Reed. We haven't seen much of him yet tonight. That's number 15. Going deep, double coverage. Ball just overthrown, but boy, I like the idea of kind of loosening up that secondary at that point.
Same type of thing that we saw before. We got a flag.
Late flag.
So that same sprint action that they did with Slowinski, last time he tucked it, ran with it. This time they got a lot of blockers up in front. He was able to kind of set his feet and get a little better throw off.
So I believe they're going to call a defensive pass interference deep downfield. Obviously in high school it's not a spot ball, so it won't be on the other side of midfield. Now Terry Gallagher saying it's against Valley View and trying to get, let's see what Mike Serra calls. So again, another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for Scranton Prep, and it must have came after the play.
I'm going to guess he probably said something here after the miss.
The defense was excellent by Holmes, but Bartland was there to help. So I didn't see anything. There was no like pushing and shoving.
Probably something verbal.
So that's the second time Prep has been hit with an unsportsmanlike conduct, and there's Mike Serra with the call, and Terry Gallagher, Scranton Prep coach, is hands on hips wondering, I want an explanation. There he is. And again, it's a rivalry game. You've been part of it, George. These guys know each other. Some of the kids that attend Prep are from like the Valley View School District area. They grew up playing football together, and a little chirping is understandable, but I didn't see any reaction at all from the Valley View player, but Terry Gallagher, you can see, is irate on the sidelines.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm assuming he said something probably when he rolled off.
So Valley View now moving the sticks, however they take it. Handoff up the middle. There's Preston Reed. Getting some, I would say about 5 yards there, and he's a guy I think we're going to see more of as this game goes along.
Yeah, it's a good, again, you got some good positive yardage here on some plays. The penalties help, obviously, so you want to keep this drive going. Like we said, at the end of the first quarter, it was only 13-0. They actually had 3 touchdowns. One got called back for Scranton Prep, so you're not in that bad of a spot right now for Valley View. You get a good drive here and get a score. It's 13-7.
You're one play away from taking the lead. So Valley View weathered the early storm. See if they can get the offense clicking. They have a big offensive line. Take the handoff. Zawinski is going to be tackled in the backfield.
Great play.
Yeah, I thought he did the right play by taking it.
It was Jack Dalton, I believe.
Left linebacker coming in from the outside there.
This is that veer play we saw before. He shakes the block. Dalton, man, what a great play. Great tackle there, doing that low, getting that low tackle, making sure you get him to the ground. Lost of 2 or 3. That's a big defensive play for them, too.
Yes, it was. He cut inside his block, and now there's going to be a timeout. I think Scott Wasilchik's calling that one. And again, pretty big play here, George. I mean, even if Valley View doesn't score, if they can just kind of get a little bit of rhythm and get their defensive break and kind of wear down Prep, because Prep has guys going both ways in the second half of this game. May not be points now, but it could mean points later.
Yeah, this is another, we've been saying, some of these drives have big plays in them. This is one of those big plays. You're 3rd and 6 or 7, down 2 touchdowns, really kind of back on their heels. You want to keep this drive going and, hopefully get in the end zone. You see this, though, I think, Jim, too. When they went to that 1 scrimmage instead of 2, it's sloppy at the beginning of the year. You're just, you don't get that extra week of going against another team and, working some blocking schemes out, the speed of the game. So you'll see a little bit of that sloppiness a little bit as we start. Valley View's line, though, is like Prep. They have a lot of You know, Tommy Fiorelli, 3-year starter. Hazelton's a 2-year starter. Murphy's a 2-year. So, you know, they have some bodies up there that have been in a lot of these big games.
And a freshman, Brody Call at left guard. So here we go. 3rd and about 6.5. Ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage, and that was going to be set up as a nice play. The Valley View had the screen running, but Rossi with the knockdown, and it'll be 4th down in a punting situation.
I think Solinsky just rushed it a little bit here. I think he had plenty of time, and he tried to get it out faster than it really had to go. I think they were going to go to Nicky Kaharski in the flat, go flood route, run him in the flat. You know, hopefully get the 1st down and maybe get a blocker, and you never know on those plays.
Just a little pump fake would have probably got his guy up in the air, and then the blockers were downfield. So 4th down, punting situation, and it's a good one. Prep is going to call the fair catch. I believe it's Dickey back there. Yes, it is Trayvon Dickey at about the 31, 32-yard line. So a useful drive for Valley View. Worked some clock, got a few 1st downs, but they did not convert with the points. So now Scranton Prep with their 4th drive, and Lewis Paris coming back on the field to lead it.
That was a great stop for Prep's defense. I mean, Valley View was getting a little bit momentum there, and then tackle for loss, almost an interception by a defensive end.
Prep in their purple and gold, taking the ball on the right hash, now toward the middle more. Again, they're having much success going off the left side, the middle and the left side. Dickey in motion. McPartland gets the high handoff, breaks the tackle, goes down the sidelines. Marino pushes him out of bounds, but again, I know we're getting repetitive, but Prep is being repetitive. Why change?
Yeah. We'll keep saying it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And we're back to that same play. Pull the guards. See them pulling. Seal and off to the races.
They need like a nickname like the Hogs that had in Washington.
Same thing with Prep, right? Those offensive linemen have played. I mean, your Ambrose, Rossi, and Sharples, they've been there. They're 2- and 3-year starters. Played a lot of games.
So another 1st down, just past midfield. This time it's McPartland going the right side, and that's been a little more difficult. Another tackle by Marino. Gain of 1 maybe.
I think that's the first time tonight he's kind of been free. They forgot where he was at and didn't block him, or he shed a block, and he can make a lot of plays. He's just got to be able to get off those blockers and get to the point of attack.
It's just like using a different kind of jelly. You just go to an opposite direction once in a while, but it's peanut butter with a different jelly. They go right instead of left and see if they go back to the left where they've had great success. There's Scott Wasilchik down the far left-hand side with his coaching staff. Looking for his Cougars. Straight handoff to McPartland again, left side. Boy, he's going to get maybe just a yard short of the 1st down, but about 8 yards.
But everything's been 3rd and short for them, right? I mean, other than that 3rd and 18 with all the penalties, they've always been 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. Same thing, there's our pullers. Number 5 leading. Not too many teams like to have their quarterback.
No, but he doesn't mind. He went right against Marino, Valley View's big guy, and kind of shielded the lane and prevented Marino from making the tackle. 3rd and a foot.
It plays into his toughness. I mean, he's a wrestler. He's, you know, here he is in a bunch set. He's going to block again.
There he is blocking on the right. McPartland, easy 1st down, and who's blocking furthest downfield is Lewis Paris. Helmet comes off. McPartland, but everything seems to be okay. And might need a little breather at the moment, but he's getting a lot of work. And again, that left side, they're just having a field day there.
3 big bodies at the point of attack, right? Stack behind the tight end and just direct snap. And we keep saying it's almost like a student body play, right? Everybody's out there and they just follow all the big bodies. Find a seam and run.
So Valley View on their heels, their defensive line getting pushed back. It's been the story of this 1st half so far. It's 1st down for Scranton Prep. They're at the 33-yard line. Again, no rush, working this clock down about 9. Looking downfield after the fake, has a guy breaking free. It's Dickey, but it's a little bit of contact there. And let's see, Dickey not getting up right away and grabbing his right leg a little bit. Could be a cramp, but let's see. Good defense.
I like that play on 1st down, you know, stretch it a little bit. I don't like going against Kaharski, though. I think he's one of the better cover guys probably in the league, probably in all of District 2, to be honest with you. Great speed. See him get under the ball there, try to undercut.
Yeah, he had the better chance at the reception there. You see Dickey.
I'm going to say he has a cramp.
That's what I think so too. Hopefully. Grabbing that left knee with the...
Going both ways on a sticky night.
Yep.
Week 1.
Here's Mr. Barna on the trainer staff there. Here's a look at Prep.
They're doing a great job. I just think they're keeping Valley View's defense on their heels, mixing it up. When we watched the first drive, they ran almost every play to their right. Now in this drive, they're running every play to their left. So my guess is, again, the defensive coach in me, they're running towards their bench. So when we flip quarters, it's not really a side thing. It's more of a bench thing, it looks like. So these 2 quarters now, majority of their plays have been run towards their sideline.
So it isn't anything like short side, long side of the field. You're just running to your strength on the line?
My feeling all the time as a head coach was the chance of me getting a flag on my sideline is a lot less than on the other side.
Correct.
So, you know,
You're in their ear.
Yeah, it's just, so a lot of teams like to do that.
So 2nd and 10, Dickey, it does appear just need a little bit of water, electrolytes up. Harris, again, boy. No reason to change it up, but they're just going right at that, pinpointing the left side of their line, right side of the Valley View line, and it's going to pick up a 3rd, and again, he picked up 9 yards.
You're two downs here, right? So now you're 3rd and short, 2 downs. You can take a shot now, throwing if you want to take a shot, or you're going to go right back to that, probably that big bunch heavy running play and just snap it and go.
Well,
that's what it looks like.
Yeah, they got Paris on the left side as a blocker. McPartland, the running back, is in the Wildcat. And again, you can, boy, Valley View knew it was coming. I don't think they stopped them, though. They did. Oh, there's another late penalty if you saw that behind the play.
I think that one's going to be on Valley View this time.
Well, Terry Gallagher was barking at the refs, and he finally got something to work the other way. This one against Valley View, and that's going to hurt.
So my guess is, we've seen that play now with that big bunch set. My guess is at some point they'll snap the ball, and instead of running towards that side, they'll run the pullers back to the, the wide side, and they'll have that counter play off of that. And it may not be this week. That could be something that he saves for next week or the week after.
Some other team watching right after trends.
Somebody will watch for a couple weeks. They'll run the same thing 20 times in a row, and then when he needs it, he'll pull that out and run back to the other side.
So the late penalty giving Prep a 1st down just outside the 10-yard line. Looks like they can get a 1st down at about the 1.5. 6.5 to go. Paris fakes the handoff, goes up the middle, dragging guys with him, and boy, is a handful. Arm tackles are not going to work. I think it's going to be about 2nd and about a half yard.
Keep saying it. He's a wrestler, right? He's low to the ground. Here's the pullers. Now he's going, follow your pullers. Same thing. Bounces off Marino. It's going to take 3 or 4 guys to tackle him.
So he's at about the 2-yard line. Yeah, this is all kind of good for Prep. It's 2nd and a yard, and you're only 2 yards, so you have basically 6 plays to get 2 yards. I can't imagine anything but something up the middle. And Terry Gallagher's just going to make sure his team is dotting the I's and crossing their T's at this point, because they can go up 3 scores if they can finish this drive.
So we want to, and they don't get nearly enough credit, you know this, but offensive line, De Los Santos, Sharples, DeDurka, Axtell, Rossi. I mean, they have imposed their will now for a 1.5, right? I mean, they've done a great job up front. McCormick's the tight end, so, obviously some of the plays they get help. They have a couple fullbacks there, a quarterback there to block, extra bodies, but, most of these plays, the point of attack's been taken care of. They've done a great job.
Yeah, 7 guys blocking north and south, and just kind of pushing the Cougars backwards. Prep tried a couple passes in the first quarter. They haven't even considered it now because they realize we are having great success doing what we want to do, and Terry Gallagher has to be pleased. Gone up according to plan, this for sure. Now Valley View is desperately needs a goal line stand, but again, it's just 2nd and a yard at the 2-yard line, so they can get a 1st down without getting a touchdown.
Here's our big boy set, Jimmy, with everybody over on the side. Paris is the wing out here.
They give it to McPartland, and he walks in for the 3rd score.
There's just too many bodies there. Unless you take your whole defense over there, you're not going to be able to stop it.
Yep. There were 9 Prep guys within a 1.5 yards of the goal line, and they just impose their will for Will McPartland, his second touchdown. Actually, the one touchdown that came back, he does have 2 touchdowns. Evans is the one that came back. So if you want a 76-yard burst, they did it. You want a drive, a 50-yard drive after going for it on 4th down, they did it. And this time they just marched down and set their will. That one a low screamer, and he pulls it, so Bianchi misses right. So about the only thing that's not working great for Prep is their conversions, but they do have 3 touchdowns and lead 19-0 midway here through the second quarter.
And they're chunking up the clock too, right? So they're not throwing the ball a lot. It's 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but it's been 13 yards in a cloud of dust. And using all the 40-second clock, chunking it down, gives their guys who go both ways a nice break. So.
Yeah, we all knew what was coming. Everybody in the stadium here at the Veterans Stadium knew it was going to be a run off the left tackle, and then
anybody who watches Prep now knows, if they're watching this broadcast, they'll know what this play is, right?
Well, like you say, stopping it is one thing, and then Marino guessed it. Like, he knew it was going there. You could see Valley View, they just couldn't stop it. I mean, it was pretty easy for a 2-yard run.
My last year coaching at Valley View, we played Crestwood twice. Once first game and once in the district championship game. And obviously, like I said, with one scrimmage, sometimes it's hard to get ready. Well, they came out in a whole new offense. They came out in a single wing and just kind of did the same thing Prep's doing here. And it's a tough thing to stop. It really is. I mean, you could put, 11 bodies over on the one side. Well, they're going to run a play that's going to go back to where you don't have anybody. So you're never right. And that's one of the things that makes this so frustrating. Because if Jeff moves his defense over that way, they're just going to run something back the other way the next play.
And they're setting up to do it at least once.
Yes, it's going to happen.
Now again, will it be this week? Could be next week. But Scranton Prep certainly has it in the playbook to make you pay when you overplay.
Coaches are always thinking ahead, too. Should I do something this week that might work 3 weeks from now? So we're always thinking ahead.
Bianchi with a spinner down to about the 12-yard line. Valley View looking to get something going on. That's Kaharski. Nice return. Gets it out past the 35-yard line. So one of the better athletes certainly on Valley View showing his skill there.
That's what I said before the game. I think your big play guys have to make big plays, all right? So, again, Kaharski's a big play guy. He really hasn't touched the ball a lot on offense, so we thought Reed would touch the ball more. He really hasn't. So, now again, Valley View hasn't had the ball a lot either to get them to touch the ball, but.
Well, on their little middle screen they tried that was knocked down. That was the Kaharski they were going to. So let's see what Valley View is going to have to do. That they do want to run the ball. It's still early enough that you can certainly run the ball, but they're going to have to throw the ball a little more than they're used to doing. That one's overthrown, just a little bit too high there, and that's Malsberger, the backup quarterback, couldn't quite haul that in. No, Ben Evans, excuse me.
They're probably, again, we're as we go through the season, we talk about some of these things. You've got to be able to throw the ball a little bit, right? I mean, that's what they're going to do here. 2-by-2 set. Just a simple stop route. Just the ball a little off from where the receiver has a chance there.
That was Dickey in coverage, the guy that left the game a few minutes ago. Again, probably a cramp. Just got to hydrate on these warm, early season games. Valley View puts the man in motion, 2nd down and 10. Again, Swolinski looking downfield. This time he's going to take it. Picked up good yardage there, probably about 4.5, 5 yards, giving a doable 3rd and 5.
And you can see all the people at home when you get to the next play. Scranton Prep has everybody up at the line of scrimmage. They'll see it when the screen comes up. There's obviously 11 guys on defense. You're going to probably be able to count 9 guys in the screen when the next play comes up. They're daring Valley View to throw the ball right now.
So 3rd and 5. It could be 2-down territory, especially if you can get a few yards here.
So all 11 in the picture right now.
Yep, they are all bunched up. Again, Swolinski, pretty good run, and I'm pretty dang sure they're going to go for it on 4th and about a foot. They're looking for maybe a measurement there, but from the spot I'm seeing on the side, Swolinski's saying 1st down, but I believe it's 4th and about a yard.
That's a tough spot right there. Looked like he was up a lot farther than he was.
The lean forward. So now Terry Gallagher knows, boy, he can really put a capper on this first half with a defensive stand here. They will go for it.
Well, Prep's not going to change anything they did, right? They're just going to stuff everybody up and hope they can make a play.
See if Smolinski will fake the handoff and take it himself off the edge. They're all bunched up the middle. Denied at first, but a good second effort and actually a good push by the Valley View offensive line. So a first down for the Cougars and the clock running, 4.5 minutes to go here in the second.
And that's a good positive, right? Good positive start to the drive there, 4th and short. Good push by your offensive line. Again, a lot of, like you said, a lot of guys who played. Quarterback sneak here.
And your big guy Marino, you put in there to kind of be like a blocking
Even if he just shoves you in the back, right, to get you to get the first down.
Forward. So they're getting near midfield. Valley View showing a little more rhythm here. There's Reed off the left tackle. Oh, and he fumbles. They're going to say he was down. Oh, I want to see this one. I don't see Prep complaining too much, but an alert play nonetheless for Prep. Holmes was like, I'm going to take it if they don't call it.
So we're right back what we said. Scott's going to probably try to chunk up the clock here.
Let's see. It was close.
Well, no way is he down.
No.
It's not even close.
Quick whistle. And again, Holmes, that might have been a touchdown. Sawinski probably had an angle, but Holmes alertly was, and they're conversing here.
Which
Let's
they
see.
may have.
Again, if the whistle blew, the play's dead, so there's not really a chance to review it.
So I tell you before, run the ball towards your sideline. Bad things usually don't happen.
You did say that. Oh, yeah. If that was run this way, I don't think that there would have been a whistle. I never heard that, but that is it proved. And I'm not picking on anybody. Mike Serra is, I think, going to say, let's see what's going on.
It's probably an inadvertent whistle. Yeah. But I used to tell Scott that, right? So when I was the head coach and Scott was my offensive coordinator, if you were in a close game at the end, like with, whatever, how much time is left, I always said, keep the ball on our sideline. Because you can't take a chance of getting like I said, a holding penalty, and now you're 1st and 20 instead of. And I always told the referees I wanted to do a study when I finished coaching, which I haven't gotten to do yet, but how many flags go to each sideline?
Can you guess what's going on? Because that play really never happened. It's still first down, and it's still at the line of scrimmage. So Gary Gallagher didn't seem to be happy with the.
I think the rule is on an inadvertent whistle. The team who didn't get the benefit of the doubt, they get to choose what happens with the play. So it'll be a redo.
We used to do that in our front yard redos, right? Hand off in Valley View, getting some good real estate there. That's a nice run, and almost a first down. That was one of the better running plays. Kaharski off left tackle.
And they ran a lot of this last year against Scranton Prep with Kaharski at tailback. Just a simple toss, let him get out on the perimeter a little bit and see what he can get.
You see Nicky has a brace on a sleeve. He tweaked that a couple weeks ago in practice, and not 100%, but obviously a full go for this one. Just taking inventory. So second and a long yard after the inadvertent whistle. Fakes a handoff. I think that was a design play. It looked like the offensive line was going with it, but if it wasn't, it was well run.
So this is the same exact play that Prep ran.
Yeah.
This is Valley View's version of that quarterback counter play, right? So Valley View fakes a toss out of it instead of faking to a back, and then the quarterback spins back and runs back behind his line.
And it's not just the running backs. I mean, you have guys pulling and stuff.
See the two guys pulling.
And two guys coming the other way.
Same exact play.
Yep. Looks like something Southern Columbia would run.
Right. We put that in a couple years ago when we had Janasa and then we had Adam at quarterback, where we could get them kind of in space with pretty good speed.
Prep doing a pretty good job of staying with that, and so Valley View gets the first down. As you can see, 2 minutes to go, and the Cougars in business. Kaharski runs off left side. You can see the sideline getting a little energized here. Going to move a little quicker now with the clock down to 2 minutes.
It's a nice drive. They have a couple. Valley View still has one timeout left, under 2 minutes here. No rush. Plenty of time. Again, run into their sideline, short side of the field. You can step out of bounds. Ball, clock will stop.
1:42 and counting. John Jacobs, our stat man, heading down to the field for some halftime interviews and entertainment. I don't know if he's going to go fishing, but we'll get him to work.
He's going to hunt for some good answers.
Yes,
down there.
he is. So Valley View taking a lot of time to get that play off, trying to get a block. Dickey comes up and helps out, and then it's taken care of on the backside by Rossi. That was a good play by Prep. The cut back by Dickey kind of forced that play inside.
I don't think this was supposed to be a pass. It looks like it's just going to be, it looks like he's thrown, but I think it's a quarterback run. Yeah, he's tucking as soon as he takes a couple steps. Looks like there's a flag.
There's Mike Serra in the white hat. It looks like it's going to be against Valley View. Let's see. Illegal shift on Valley View.
I don't think they were set before the play.
So it took Valley View about 30 seconds to run that play, and then they get a penalty.
That kills you, Jimmy, right there. That's one of those plays when you go back, you're like, oh, you just can't make. And again, like I said, with one scrimmage and some of the new guys in there, and Scott runs a lot of sets, so he's got a lot of guys in and out, so I'm sure somebody just either didn't get the snap count or wasn't sure of the play.
We might see their freshman kicker, Braden Loft. We're going to feature him, one of our 2 features at halftime. Valley View excited. They have a guy that has range from about 45. Kaharski on the reverse. Valley View is going to need to get out of bounds there, and he does. So at least it stopped the clock. But boy, Prep will take that. That was they tried to do it again and kind of counter, and Prep wasn't having any of it.
Yeah, they're struggling with the Valley View's really struggling blocking Scranton Prep's outside linebackers. They're getting a lot of penetration. And that's what we said before. You don't even really have to make the tackle. You're making them bounce, and then you're getting a lot more bodies. Gives the other bodies time to get there. Just an old speed sweep. Just run them across. Again, string it out, and then all their bodies get there.
Dale Los Santos, the defensive end, is rangy, and you can see he kind of was waiting for that a little bit. So now it's 3rd and about 8 from the 31. 58 seconds to go. Valley View desperately could use a first down. They're actually going for the touchdown. They're going deep, and there's a penalty in the end zone. I think that's a good call. Obviously, the ball won't be placed at the 1-yard line. It's a high school pass interference penalty, but again, right in front of the ref, that was an easy call. A little underthrown, but that made the defender be in a tough place.
Yeah, Brady Holmes is good coverage here. You got to look back.
Get the head turn.
It's that face guarding, and they're in when the defender's in your chest. They're going to call that every time. Great coverage, though. I mean, he's there. He just has to turn his head a little bit.
Did the clock run? Didn't I say it was 52 seconds?
I think you said it was 52 before.
Yeah, so I don't think anything ran on that. But yeah, there you.
He's grabbing a little bit too, but he really doesn't have to. I mean, he's got great coverage.
No, his coverage was fine, just the awareness. And again, a little underthrown. That turned out to be good for Valley View.
Ben Evans can be a nice player for them, number 11. He's, like I said, great track runner. Played a little tailback for the freshman team last year along with receiver, so he's going to be a nice player coming up. Yeah.
So, Valley View in business now. They're inside the 10. Clock is a bit of a factor, but they'll get a 1st and goal. And you can see Valley View trying to get their fans fired up. That's Evans. You can see the student body and the teammates all lined up, getting fired up.
So Scott's thinking here a touchdown, and then you're getting the ball to start the half. Right. 19-6 or 19-7 with a chance to get the ball to start the half.
That's the old Brady Belichick thing.
Right.
Score to end and get the ball back and keep Prep off the field. They run the inside pitch. Reed trying to get yards. He's maybe going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. I think that was something Valley View thought they were going to have success on. It didn't work out.
This is a play, if you watch the Kansas City Chiefs, they love to run this with Kelsey. Kelsey runs that kind of like that across the formation, and Mahomes gives him a little flip.
Needed it behind the back?
Yeah. Not that fancy.
I could see Adam or Janasa doing that.
They would definitely want to do that.
Yeah. All right, the fake handoff. Looking pretty good, but now we're down under 19 seconds, so Valley View will call a timeout. I believe that's their last. Trying to keep track.
That's their last, yeah. This is that quarterback counter we talked about, where the quarterback from Valley View fakes toss to the wide side and then runs that counter play back. We saw it before with Swolinski.
You got to throw the ball to the end zone here, right?
Well,
I mean, if you run the ball, you may not get another one. And there's the prior play, fake the handoff.
That's it, right? Same play we've talked about. It's that same counter, 2 guys pulling. Not a lot can go wrong, right? You're not taking chances. Well, you have 15 seconds here, so it's third down. You can run the ball here. Well, you can't really run the ball here unless you're going to run your field goal team out really quick. But
you can throw the ball here, and if you don't get it, you can run the ball. Well, you could run the ball on fourth down if you decide.
I mean, you could run the ball to your sideline, hope he gets out of bounds, and then you want a quick throw here. You don't want to do anything to the wide side to me. Everything's going to stay. You're going to see everything stay to the top side of the screen.
And if you're throwing to the middle, you're throwing to the back of the end zone, kind of that.
Out of bounds.
So again, big play. We said this several times. Valley View trying to get on the board. Reed goes out on the side. They are looking to pass. They go over to the middle. Need to get a little bit deeper on that, I think, a little bit.
I like that play call.
Yeah.
I think it was supposed to be a delay and then, look like sprint, delay, and then send it back to the opposite corner, but he just didn't get out. Scott looks big, too. Like, he's a big target. I think he's about 6'3" or 6'4".
Yeah.
Long arms, so he gives you a huge target if you can get it there.
So they use the tight end in that situation, and I just needed to drift a little more to the back of the end zone. So
you'll see him cross the screen here. See number 10 come across. So it's the old tight end delay we used to call it, where you take the tight end 1/1002 and then delay.
It was open. So Valley View, as you can see, they're going to go for it. Coming in motion. And now they're going to pitch it out. Kaharski going to try to get in, but he's denied. And he's saying I wasn't down, but nope, they're going to call him down, and Prep is going to get the stop on downs. It was a funky play that looked like it was going to maybe work. Now they're saying, Valley View's saying that he landed on the defender and he wasn't down, but obviously that's not going to work for them.
Got a flag again.
Yeah, but a flag because they were complaining about it. But let's see if they have a replay of that.
This is tough. It's tough for the officials to see too. I think.
Nice play.
Yeah, that's tough.
Well,
I mean, he may not be down.
He may be on.
Technically, though, when your forward momentum is stopped, you're technically down. So.
Yep.
That's a tough. I mean, that would be one of those you might throw the red flag out with replay, but that's hard for these guys to see right here. And his momentum stopped.
And again, we couldn't even see that he wasn't. So, but it was a really good play by Dickey. Again,
I'm going to tell you what would happen.
Cutback.
Like, and I've seen this before. They hold him up, and he says he's not down, and somebody comes in and crushes him, and then they're throwing a flag on the defense for a late hit.
So, Scranton Prep will take the knee and be quite thankful for what occurred in the first half. Cavaliers 19-0. Been tremendous in offense and opportunistic there on defense. Valley View will get the ball to start the second half. But Cavaliers putting on a very good first half here at Dunmore Veterans Memorial Stadium. Jake is down the sidelines. Don Jacob, who do you have down there?
I have Coach Terry Gallagher. Coach, first half of the first game of the season, your thoughts?
Yeah, we did okay. I mean, it's my fault there at the end for the personal foul. I shouldn't do that. It's not good for the kids, but I thought the kids came out, played physical, played tough. It's going to take another 2 quarters to do that, and hopefully we can do that.
So you come out, you score right off the bat. You got some big players for you. What do you say to them in halftime in the locker room?
That's 0-0. It doesn't mean anything. They're tough kids. They'll be ready to go. We got to be ready to go.
So you're going to come back out, change the game plan at all?
I mean, we're going to run the ball at them. That's what we're going to do. So they have to stop it. If they stop it, then we'll throw the ball, but we're going to run the ball at them.
Good luck in the game. All right, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with more, so stick around.
Lock early access to your funds with direct deposit from Net Credit Union. Enroll in direct deposit and get paid up to 2 days earlier than payday. Stay informed with direct alerts enabled, notifying you the moment your paycheck lands in your account. Enrolling is fast and easy. No branch visits required. Why wait? Experience the convenience of direct deposit. Join Net Credit Union today. Net Credit Union, the next generation of banking. Today is a great day to visit Leahy Family Fun Park. Get out and enjoy the fresh air and treat the kids to the area's best miniature golf course at Leahy Family Fun Park. A blast for kids and adults of all ages. Beautiful scenery and the coolest mini golf layout around. Take a spin on our go-kart course or go head-to-head in our bumper boats. Then head to the batting cages to test your skill. Every day is special at Leahy Family Fun Park, Morgan Highway in Clark Summit.
And we're back here at Dunmore Stadium, and I've got to tell you, it's been a very interesting game. A lot of good plays by Scranton Prep. Valley View trying to score at the very last. What we do have now is Steve Lloyd with the story from Valley View.
On a sunny Friday morning, Valley View freshman kicker Braden Loft is coming to his first football practice of the day, after just finishing soccer practice. And when he finds time, he is also part of the boys' golf team at Valley View.
Did you just come from soccer practice?
Yeah, I had it at 7 to 8:30 in the morning this morning, so and I have it after this too. I actually started kicking my 6th grade year for the B team, and I don't know, I've just been kicking since then.
We're really looking forward to having him up on the varsity this year. You know, when you bring a kid up like that, you expect him to contribute right off the bat, and he's very mature for his age, and he handles it really well. He's pulling double duty, doing the soccer and the football, but you know, he gives us an opportunity to have a different weapon on offense, and we're really looking forward to having him.
Loft launched in all 36 extra points on the junior high football team a season ago and makes his varsity debut in week 1. Nervous? Yes. Excited? I would say so.
When did that love for kicking start for you?
Well, I've always played soccer, and the first game for the B team, me and my dad, we were walking up, and the guy at the B team coach came up to me and he said, "Since you're a soccer player, you know, I bet you can boot it far." So he asked if I wanted to kick.
Kids Braden's age usually find their way and then stick to one sport, but he loves kicking and being part of the team.
Oh, well, yeah, I was a little nervous coming in because I didn't know what they would think of me, but they all kind of took me in, so it wasn't like they were kind of like mean to me or anything, like as a kicker. But yeah, they took me in. They're taking good care of me.
There must be some soccer players that you like, whether it's Mbappe or Messi. Is there a guy that kind of look up to?
Ronaldo. I've always loved him. I've always watched a lot of his games, and yeah, I don't know.
Why do you like him so much?
I don't know, because he's kind of big, and number 7. I don't know. I've always liked number 7, but he plays the position that I play, so I kind of fell in love with him when I started playing the same position as him.
And is there an NFL kicker or a kid in college that you like following?
So I like the 49ers and Jake Moody. He was a rookie and he showed up last year. He did real good. He made the longest kick in the NFL his rookie year, or in the Super Bowl, and he's kind of like my role model for football.
Valley View's postseason success in 2024 might come down to the right foot of a freshman. Lofty goals for the Frosh with a legit leg. Steve Lloyd, Newswatch 16 Sports, Peckville.
And now I'm standing here with the athletic director for Valley View, Chris Kiliani. Chris, we just had a story on about your kicker. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, he's a great kid, freshman. He plays golf, he plays boys soccer and football. So an all-around great kid, great athlete, and he's got a really bright future.
Well, your school is known for turning out really good kids. Not just good football players, but the coaching staff has been so intricately woven into so many lives here.
We have, yeah, we have Scotty Wasilchak's been with our program for a while. He was coaching under George, and now when he brought Jeff on staff, his brother, all the success he's had. The Wasilchak family has been around football forever. We also have Todd Bargella on our staff, who was a Division I football player. So they do a great job with the kids, and we're lucky to have all the guys we have.
Yeah, and you do, when you talk about coaches, you have coaches that teach football, but your kids end up learning a lot more about life, and they had for years and years and years.
Yeah, we have not only on our football staff, but we have so many great coaches at the school that teach the kids like life lessons and discipline, and it shows the success that they've had not only in high school, but as they go on to college.
And your thoughts about the game so far? First half of the very first game, your team is going to have to come back and play a little bit.
Yeah, they first half jitters, first game of the year. We have some seniors we have a big group of seniors. Seniors that have played for a few years now, and then we have some kids that are seniors that haven't gotten varsity time. So they're getting taking their licks in the first half, but they fought hard there at the end of the first half, and hopefully we turn around here in the second half.
Good luck this season, Chris.
Thank you very much.
And we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have more from Dunmore Stadium with the Scranton Prep Valley View game.
Let me get this straight. You're who I spoke on the phone with, but you're the one that emailed me back, and you're preparing my paperwork, but you're who's going to court with me? So, who exactly is my lawyer?
If you're seriously injured or need a lawyer, at Caputo and Mariotti, we personally handle your case every step of the way.
At Caputo Mariotti, you get us. You get justice.
Idle Hours Entertainment is your destination for family fun, rain or shine. Come check out our new digs in Dixon City and Scranton at the former Southside Bowl. Book our VIP boutique lane for private parties and meetings. Go under the sea for a glow-in-the-dark mini-golf adventure. Grab a team and battle it out in our huge laser tag arena. Get your game on in our brand new arcades and up your game with family favorite Cosmic Bowl. Whether you're north or south, there's so much to discover at the brand new Idle Hours Entertainment. Fun,
And we're back here, halftime of the Scranton Prep Valley View game. Scranton Prep is winning, and standing with me now is the athletic director, Grace Simpson, for Scranton Prep. Your thoughts about your team so far?
They've been playing great. You know, it's always tough in week one. There's a lot of nerves, and you expect some mistakes and stuff, and it's really interesting when you're playing such a big rival in week one. So, you know, I think both teams, you know, are a little tight and trying to shake off first week jitters and first week mistakes and kind of settle into the game a little bit. But, you know, we overcame some mistakes and had a nice half.
You were talking to me before the game that you have a pretty exciting schedule. You're changing some things around. What's it about?
Yeah, we just, one of the things Terry Gallagher talked to me about when I first got on the job was having a little more freedom in our schedule to go maybe outside and play some different types of schools and some different competitions. So we were able to do that this year for the next 2-year cycle, and we were able to schedule 2 Jesuit schools like us, one in Townsend, Maryland, Loyola Blakefield in week 2, and then Canisius High School out of Buffalo, New York in week 3. So we're excited for the opportunity for our kids to get out of the area, experience football outside of Northeast PA, and the challenge that that'll bring. And then it's just really neat for our community to be able to foster a relationship with other Jesuit high schools like Scranton Prep.
So the team gets up, they stay overnight, they go out, and you make it exciting like a college football game.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's one of the things that we want to try to do for our student athletes is, you know, we feel as though if we can get out and challenge ourselves in the regular season, it sets us up better come playoff time to be more competitive. So it's something we're looking to do in a lot of our sports, get out of the area a little bit and play some quality opponents. And, you know, everything is a learning opportunity during the regular season, and if it helps us get a little better and play some stiff competition, and it puts us in better situation later in the year, come state playoff time to compete, that's ultimately what it's about.
Yeah, your coaching staff looks like it has it all together tonight.
Yeah, you know, Terry and his staff do a fantastic job. They, you know, proof is the numbers in our program. We dress 90 kids in our football program at Scranton Prep, 60 on the JV varsity, another 30 plus in the freshmen. So that's proof that, you know, kids want to come out, they want to be a part of this program. There's a great culture, and his staff does a fantastic job.
Good luck second half.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with more from halftime here at the Dunmore Stadium.
Unlock early access to your funds with direct deposit from Net Credit Union. Enroll in direct deposit and get paid up to 2 days earlier than payday. Stay informed with direct alerts enabled, notifying you the moment your paycheck lands in your account. Enrolling is fast and easy, no branch visits required. Why wait? Experience the convenience of direct deposit. Join Net Credit Union today. Net Credit Union, the next generation of banking.
The Area Agency on Aging is committed to helping older adults remain active in the community through our 17 active adult centers, which offer hot lunches, exercise programs, and many social activities. In-home services are also available for those older adults who need personal care services and in-home meals to allow them to remain safely living in their own homes. For information on how our agency can help you access our services, please call 570-822-1158 or 1-800-252-1512.
As halftime continues here at the Scranton Prep Valley View game, Eve Hernandez is going to go to Scranton Prep and tell us a little bit about the quarterback staff.
One trait all great quarterbacks share is leadership. Scranton Prep senior Lewis Paris has a great role model to look up to, his dad. Christopher Paris is the commissioner of the Pennsylvania State Police, a title Lewis is proud to have associated with his family.
He's a great man. He instills the leadership in my brother and I. Since I was little, all I can remember is every day I'd go to school and he'd say, be a leader, not a follower. I try to instill that into my everyday life.
It's awesome. He's always a leader. He's never down on anybody, always bringing everybody up, and then he's awesome on the football field, so it's good.
I think always staying positive is a big thing. There's going to be times where adversity happens, and that's always going to happen. But we always have to rally together and come together and fight through it.
Scranton Prep suffered their only loss of the season to Delaware Valley. Harris was sidelined with a shoulder injury. After he returned, they ran the table all the way to a district championship.
Guys got to step up. Coach Terry always preaches that. We always have to have guys ready. And I think they did a great job. I mean, Tyler Macko stepped in and did a great job for us, and I just tried to do the best I could to lead from the sidelines that game.
Lou has done a great job for us over the last 3 years. He's a leader. Kids follow him. He's a real positive kid. He's a super competitive kid. He's a big, strong, athletic kid, and I mean, I just think our kids kind of gravitate towards him. With his competitive nature, I think a lot of that stuff rubs off on the other kids, so we're pretty fortunate to have a kid who kind of leads the way that way.
With graduation around the corner, Paris has to make a decision on what his next steps are. But for now, the focus is on football.
I have some opportunities for football. I also have some opportunities for wrestling. That's something I'm going to have to decide down the road. But right now, I'm just trying to focus on my team and trying to be the best team we possibly can be and do the things I can to help us.
Eve Hernandez, Newswatch 16 Sports, Scranton.
There's just a few minutes left in halftime here. The band is still on the field. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with more in just a few minutes.
Today is a great day to visit Leahy Family Fun Park. Get out and enjoy the fresh air and treat the kids to the area's best miniature golf course at Leahy Family Fun Park. A blast for kids and adults of all ages. Beautiful scenery and the coolest mini golf layout around. Take a spin on our go-kart course or go head-to-head in our bumper boats. Then head to the batting cages to test your skill. Every day is special at Leahy Family Fun Park, Morgan Highway in Clark Summit.
Unlock early access to your funds with direct deposit from Net Credit Union. Enroll in direct deposit and get paid up to 2 days earlier than payday. Stay informed with direct alerts enabled, notifying you the moment your paycheck lands in your account. Enrolling is fast and easy. No branch visits required. Why wait? Experience the convenience of direct deposit. Join Net Credit Union today. Net Credit Union, the next generation of banking.
And we're back on the field here with the Valley View coach, Scott Wasilchek. Your thoughts on the first half?
You know, they took it to us. There's nothing else to say. Their kids came out and they were more physical than we were, and our kids need to start stepping up and pick up the speed, or else it's going to be a long second half.
Yeah. So what did you tell them in the locker room?
I told them to have 24 minutes to find out who we are and what we're made of. And, you know, I told them I'm not quitting on them, and I don't expect them to quit on me. And you know what, I love these kids, and they're going to give it all they have in the second half.
And you've got a half of the second half of your first game. Maybe the nervous jitters are gone.
I hope so. You know, we had a nice little drive there at the end of the half. I would have liked to put it in the end zone, but hopefully we got something going and our kids will come out and be physical in the second half.
Good luck. Thank you. Good luck. All right, so the second half is about to start, and Jimmy Coles is up, ready to do the second half of this game. Jimmy?
Thank you, Jake. Jim Coles and George Hawanitz here taking a look at that first half. I think that was a really good point by Scott Wasilchik. Win or lose, you want to learn something about your team. They got back on their defense a little bit. Let's show you how Scranton Prep scored on those 3 touchdowns. One, second play from scrimmage for the Cavaliers, and it was 76 yards.
We've seen pretty much the same play. It's been that quarterback counter tray where they just pull 2 guards out in front of Paris and let them run it, and it's been working. I mean, they've run the play probably 15 times already today in some different ways, but they've gotten the same result each time.
Valley View went for it in 4th down at midfield, got denied. Prep had a short field, went 50 yards, and the last one, the final 4, coming from Will McPartland.
This was the second, you'll see here, this was the second play that they've kind of run a lot where it's been stack, 3 guys outside of the tight end and just kind of catch it and run around the outside. Valley View just doesn't have enough defensive guys there to be able to stop it.
And again, Scott talked about the physicality. This one, a similar play, student body left.
Same exact formation, same result.
And again, Scranton Prep leading 19-0 at halftime. Couple other scores: Riverside 13-3 up on Dunmore. Lakeland leading Carbondale 20-12. And a good game, an important game early in the season, 14-7 Dallas up on top of Jersey Shore. That game out in the back mountain. That's a look at Scranton Prep stretching it out. So we talked with Scott. What do you think Terry Gallagher's point is? I mean, we kept saying over and over again, keep doing what you're doing. I don't think he's going to deviate at all in the second half.
I wouldn't change a single thing, right?
Right.
And listen, every coach says the same thing. We're going to say it's 0-0. They're going to say it's 0-0, but every kid in the locker room there knows it's 19-0 against your rival school you're playing. You've been physically better than them in the first half. It's bragging rights. I always used to say, this isn't like a bragging rights thing for 1 week. This runs into basketball season, track season.
Yeah.
Like
Well, they're neighbors.
Yeah, this is a year-round bragging session. So don't think they're not in there going, oh, it's 0-0. They're in there saying, we just whipped their butt for the first half. It's 19-0. Let's put another 19 up.
If you go 0-1, that doesn't really say much. You still have a long, long season to go. Do you ever sit there at halftime and tell your team, let's beat them in the second half?
Yeah.
You maybe don't win the game, but you can come back and when we practice on Monday, we can hang our hat on something.
I think if you're Scott right now, you just want some positives. That's it, right? You want to just be able to come out, get some first downs, get in the end zone at least once, not turn the ball over, no penalties. Like, try to have a second half where you get rid of all those little ticky-tack things you did wrong in the first half and get some positives. And then you may not win the game, but at least you have stuff to build on for next week.
So that's a good look at the Valley View sideline.
I'm going to be anxious to see with this weather and having coached for so long, you're going to start to see the cramp set in. I mean, I'm going to guarantee that.
Last year, opening week, I was at Mount Carmel in North Schuylkill, and poor Mount Carmel must have had 20 guys coming in and out of the game the whole second half. So hydrate. You might not even think you need it, but you do. I mean, it's warm and it's not humid, but it's still early in the season.
It's like that sticky. Yeah. It's that first game stickiness, I call it.
I was looking with Jake, and the Valley View has really run almost as many plays as Scranton Prep. I prepped for 2 more plays in Valley View. Valley View gets the ball here in the second half. I thought they had their moments on offense, and it just seemed when they would find a rhythm, their foot would come off the pedal and they would lose themselves.
Yeah, it was either a penalty or a loss of 2 or an incompletion or, when you're comparing the plays there too, Prep's been scoring on those big long runs, so they haven't had those big drives that they've had to do where Valley View's been kind of chunking up 3 or 4 yards at a time. Prep's been getting 70, so they haven't had to do that.
So we want to thank everybody who's joining us on WNEP Plus and WNEP2. We see Larry Pagula on the sidelines in the front office administration at Valley View. What is he, assistant principal or something?
No, he's the principal
now. Oh, he's the principal now? Then you have Jeff Pagula, who knows where he's roaming. And then his other brother, Sean, he's like the main guy in Gubbio. He's actually streaming the game out in Italy, in a different part of the world right now. So Valley View's hoping their Italian luck will turn, and a little momentum swing right there. That's a big hit by Prep, but Valley View's going to get good position off the 40-yard line.
That's a great hit. But again, you see the that was the kicker, I think, that made that tackle. I think. So this is a big drive now, right? We've been saying this whole game there's some plays here and there, so they got to get something on the positive side here. Hopefully get some first downs and get the ball in the end zone.
I remember we were watching a game, and the Scranton Prep kid who made our dream team had a kickoff, and the Berwick kicker, a female, blasted him out of bounds, and the whole Prep team thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Let's see if Prep team gets something there. They do. They stop it for a 2-yard gain. We talked about Reed coming in. I thought he was going to get the ball quite a bit, maybe a little bit more here in the second half.
I thought he would too, and I think you were right what you said before, where they just haven't had any continuity to their offense. It's been very choppy, and they haven't been able to kind of get it in any kind of flow.
So one of the key guys for Scranton Prep is down. Now George mentioned, oh, you called it, and it was one play in. But that's Ambrose Rossi, number 75, the big defensive end. He and his counterpoint on the bookend, Anthony DeSantos, have done a tremendous job. Just getting in the backfield, but also holding that outside edge and preventing Valley View from turning the corner.
They have. They've done a great job. So this always brings in, one of my things that I always hate about that 1 week of heat acclimation and the one scrimmage. It's just hard to get your kids ready sometimes in that short period of time. And you see this a lot, especially when you're going both ways. And this is what I said to you. We're coming off the break. What do you have backup-wise? This is where you kind of find out what your second string guys can be able to do when some of your first kids are going out early.
So that's actually De Los Santos, the other bookend guy, not Rossi. You saw Coach Gallagher smile. To the viewers at home, they must be like, how do you pull something? How do you get cramps in the first? Because you're drinking at halftime, you would think, like hydrating the whole time, but you sit for a while and then you get out there, and it just.
I played the game a lot, coached the game a lot, and it's just there's games you can hydrate and drink gallons and you get them, and there's other games where. You don't drink anything and you don't get them, so who knows.
Swolinski will do it on the keeper, gets off the edge, and there it is. That's the first time in a while, and there's another late contact, and that's McPartland and Swolinski. No penalty flags, though.
So this is the play we've been talking about from the first half. This is the Valley View's quarterback counter, right, where the two guys pull, quarterback keeps. And like we said before,
short side.
Keep the ball to your sideline.
To your sideline, yeah. I'm going to observe that and see if it works.
There was a lot of interaction there after that play, if you noticed, too, but no flag.
Nothing, yeah. It was a good hit. Now Reed is acting like he doesn't know the play, but I believe he probably does because it's coming to him. Oh, and a fumble on the play, and Prep is going to recover. That's Holmes. He almost had a fumble. He should have had a fumble recovery earlier, and then at that time, Reed goes down. He was the guy last time who fumbled. Referee blew the whistle, helped him out. This time, Prep gets the ball.
I think they've done a great job of just squeezing everything, right? You've seen Valley View get a couple plays here and there, but for the most part, their outside guys have really done a nice job of getting off blocks and squeezing everything. And he hits them there at the point of attack, and the ball comes out.
Similar to the last time they fumbled.
Yeah, it's again, there's nobody to block them, right? They have too many guys at the line of scrimmage. Comes off free and just sticks his helmet right where the ball is.
Well, Jack Doughton forced the fumble, and George has mentioned a couple times in this game, the outside backers have really done a good job for Prep funneling the play in, and he just put his helmet right on the textbook ball, just knocked the ball right out, and big, oh, nice play by Paris to hold on to that. He takes a big hit, but boy, that could have been a huge play for Valley View.
That was a great play. We just saw, you guys saw Lewis at halftime. Great family. His dad runs the state police. He's a classy kid. I've known him for a while. Known his family for a while, and he's the perfect kid you want as a high school quarterback.
Look at this play. He's only about 5'9". And he got it by the fingertips. I think people look at the NFL and wonder why everybody doesn't go in the shotgun. It's not an automatic play, especially at the high school level.
It's tough. That's one of the drawbacks to it right there.
2nd and 10, so Prep quite happy that they only got no gain. Dickey gets the handoff, doesn't get the first down, but picks up about 6.5. Nice play off tackle.
Same play we've seen, right?
Yep.
We're right back to what we saw. And I was just going to say about the snap, one of the things when you run an offense like this, if the snap's off by just a little bit, the whole play is going to be off. If you're expecting that back that's next to the quarterback,
right?
Waiting for that ball right now, and it's up in the air, and it just throws the whole thing off.
Especially on a play like that, if it was a passing play. I don't believe that was. But if that's a passing play, just eat it. Just sit there and say, can I get a yard on the play or no gain? And this could be another cramp. Hopefully that's all it is for Valley View.
Well, normally what you would do is, and it's great to have Paris there, and we used to do the same thing when my son Adam was our quarterback, or Janoth, like your running type of quarterbacks. All right, it's a bad snap. Let the back go by, and you just follow the back. You become that tailback now with an extra blocker.
The back is the blocker. So Kaharski getting up gingerly. Again, he has that sleeve on his knee that he tweaked at practice.
There's your two guys pulling, right? We've seen that counter play. You can see everybody's sealed. It's been the same play, right? We've either seen it
double team on 31. Yeah. Just you know,
it's so they've run the play three ways. They've snapped the ball to the quarterback and let him run it, right, with Paris. They've snapped the ball to Paris. He's handed it off to Dickey and let him be the tailback.
Or McPartland.
Or McPartland's been there as a wildcat type of quarterback to run. So it's been the same. Remember we said they're going to run the same play.
Yeah.
Different sets, different looks.
Different shadows, different window dressing, but the same kind of pulling play. And again, you can see Paris. He knows the game. He can wait to run the play. 3rd and 4. Valley View with the stop, but he does pick up 3.5 yards. It's going to be really close to the first down, and that's where Paris is just so strong.
Yeah. He's just so low to the ground.
Yep.
He's a heavyweight wrestler. You're talking, he's wrestling guys that are 280 at 220 or whatever he weighs.
And with that forward lean, they give him the first down.
You can see his lower body. He's big, right? When you see.
Oh yeah, he's like a sequoia down there.
That's you know, you're running those plays up the middle where you need a couple of yards. He's going to have as good a chance as anybody to get you the first down.
So Prep trying to put a hammerlock on the game, up 19-0. And after the fumble by Valley View, again, Cavaliers have everything on their side. They're going to run up the middle with McPartland. He's going to pick up about 8, almost 9 yards. And again, tick, tick, tick in the clock.
So this is a little variation of what we saw before. So now instead of pulling two guys, they're running like a inside zone kind of play where they'll just pull one guard. It almost ends up being like a tailback trap. They'll just kick the inside guy, and then there's that big, huge opening in the middle. So the scheme's been very similar. That's what they want to get. It's that puller and that inside kick.
And you know, you look at big guys on the line, you don't think of them athletic-wise, but to be what they're doing, you have to have athletic linemen. They're pulling, and look at they're firing off the ball. Paris turns the corner, going to pick up another 5. Took a big hit there, and now there's some kicking after the play. There is a penalty. I don't know what it's going to be on. Paris took a big hit on the play and came up barking a little bit. We'll see who that's against.
So we talked about this in the first half. The theme's been the same, right?
Yeah.
They're going to run the ball to their bench. I mean, they did it all the whole first half. They came out here in the second half. Start the second half. Every play's been to the offense's left.
So it's against Valley View. At least that's where Mike Sarah is pointing. And it was a big hit, but again, Paris leaned forward. It must have been after the play. Yep, after the play. I read his lips. Let's see. Prep. Penalty on Prep. He pointed to Prep. Let's see where they mark it off. So here's the play, and he does get stood up in his tracks. Nice hit.
It's got to be something here at the end. It didn't look like.
It wasn't a hit. Landed awkwardly. And did the ball come loose? Because then Valley, no, the ball did not come loose. So it's on, it must be on Lewis Paris. Like I kind of kicked the guy a little bit when he landed on
something there at the end. It's hard to see there.
Yep, but so
obviously he didn't like whatever happened there.
Correct.
So.
But the first down counts. He did get the first down. So now it's first down and 10, but back 10 yards at the 35-yard line. That really doesn't bother Prep because they'll just pick up more yardage and chew up the clock. They get up McPartland a carry there to give Paris a little breather. He did seem like he took a little shot in the midsection.
So another unbalanced set there to their sideline, right? So Unbalanced just means they have an extra guy to that side. So they bring an extra lineman over to that side. It gives you an extra blocker. Same thing, direct snap. And let McPartland just follow the offensive lineman.
Reese Tanner limping out of the game, the fullback. There you see Valley View trying to hang their hat on something. Boy, they would dearly love to get a turnover, but Prep has been fundamentally strong in this game on both sides. 2nd and 5. McPartland again giving Paris a breather. He's going to get the first down inside the 20.
So back to their goal line play, right? Here's that student body. They just line everybody up to the right, snap it, run behind all the blockers. And Paris is your leading blocker again. And
I like that McPartland isn't in a hurry to get downfield. Like he lets the block set up and then he picks that hole and just goes.
Well, what you have here is he has an option. So if it collapses, he's going to bounce it and go around the end. Right. But you see Paris gets a kick there, number 5. Yep. So he's going to be up inside of that kick. So that's pretty much what he's reading. He's going to catch it, slow run that way. If Paris kicks out, he goes inside of him. If Paris hooks him, he goes outside of him. So you can't be right on defense.
Paris back at quarterback. Dickey on the right. That's McPartland on the left. Hand off to Dickey. He's the speed guy. Get about 4.5 there. 2nd down. And Prep, of course, the clock is their friend.
Back to their bench again, same play, just again with a different set. So instead of being a 1 back running that counter, they go 2 back, fake the ball to the 1 back to the wide side, and bring the other back to the short side with the counter.
George, I know you're a big Penn State fan. Remember last year when Michigan played Penn State?
Well, I'm a Pitt fan now, you know.
I know.
I can't like Penn State.
No, you do.
You can't say that on air.
No,
I'm an H2P guy.
Okay. But my point being, Michigan ran 8 straight running plays in the 2nd half last. I think we could see the same thing here with Scranton Prep.
I mean, the one Michigan didn't throw the ball once, I don't think.
That's the game.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. They didn't have to. They like Aller can't beat us, Penn State can't beat us, and I think Scranton Prep is going to be like, we'll just run 4 times.
I mean, it's working,
and we'll get a first down within 4 plays.
Yeah, you can't say I like Penn State. My son Adam will lose his mind at Pitt there.
Okay, did I say was a Penn State fan? You're going out to Pitt, West Virginia, the backyard brawl, right?
I'm looking forward to that. This is our first backyard brawl with Adam being at Pitt, so we're looking forward to that.
There's a good look at Lewis Paris.
We're right back to our student body, Jim.
Yeah, it is. And they're
I like this. There's my play, right?
There it is, and it's a touchdown. McPartland's 3rd of the game. Fake left, went right. Valley View out of position. There is a late whistle. I do believe he got in. Let's see.
So if we get this replay, maybe if this counts. Can't say it did. It's probably after the play.
I thought he got in.
I'm going to say he got in. It's after the play. He's going to ask him now if he wants it on the extra point or the kickoff.
Face mask and after the cross the goal line. So it's going to come on the kickoff. So Scranton Prep will hit the extra point here with Bianchi and then get the extra yardage on the kickoff.
It's a great drive by Scranton Prep there. It was just mano a mano, right? We're coming at you. Just like Terry said at halftime, we're just going to keep running at them until they stop it. And it's holding true.
3rd touchdown run of the game for McPartland. And again, you got to good luck to Scranton Prep opponents. They have a good offensive line. They have a strong quarterback who can run. And Dickey gives them this little extra speed, too. And so between them, they got a 3-headed monster running the ball, and the extra point's good, and it's a 26-0 lead for the Cavs.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, they're one of the better District 2 teams, and they've been that way for the last X amount of years, and no different this year.
Well, here it is again, and they faked, and you can explain how everybody was out of position.
Well, so all night long they've run this play and run back to where all the bodies were on the right side of the screen. So now they take the guys on the right side of the screen, pull them to the left side, and the quarterback just catches the ball, fakes like he's running where they originally did, comes back to where all the pullers were. So it's the same exact play now. And we said this during the game. We said at some point they're going to run it back the other way, right?
Yep.
So
this week, next week, whatever. And they did.
And they did.
And you can see the hand in the grill there for the penalty at the end. Well, 20 years ago, Prep occasionally would have a good football team. I remember in the early 90s when Phil Angeli was there and Contafio, you know, who's right behind us. And then, but then when Nicky Donato took it over, when Nick Donato took it over and then Terry has taken it to that other level, it seemed like Prep could get to the District 2 championship game, but that would be their plateau. Now they're winning District championship games, and they're regularly doing that. How do you do it? Now again, well, they have an area to
political answer.
No, and they have really bright kids. Yeah. But again, it's easier to do that, say, with a basketball team. Yeah. You get a center, a point guard, and you could go crazy. But how have they turned it around? Because for a long time they had that advantage and could take advantage of.
Well, for one thing, they have some really good athletes, like you just said. I mean, obviously, I'm going to say this in a non-political way. Like, there's some Valley View kids on here that I wish were a Valley View. You know, I'm just saying, if I was coaching at Valley View, that would be helping Valley View out. But they're obviously playing Scranton Prep, which is fine. That's their decision, right? Sure. So, you know, you're able to get some of the better kids from a lot of the districts, which helps them out a lot. Their size has stayed AAA, which is a great class to be in with, you know, I used to...
It's more gettable. Yeah, I mean, you have to beat maybe Western Wayne or something, and you're not picking on Western Wayne at all.
When we were in 4A, it was, I mean, think about 4A, you had to run the gauntlet. Dallas, Crestwood, North Pocono, Berwick. I mean, it was a gauntlet, right, to get through the district. Yeah. So that helps, but, you know, and I'm going to tell you something. I think they have one of the better coaching staffs around. Their coaching staff has their kids ready. They do a lot of things to prepare for.
Pass out in the flat, and this is something that we thought we'd see a little earlier, just getting Swolinski a little rhythm. Picked up a couple of yards, but not much.
But they're very disciplined. You're not going to see a lot of, you know, you haven't seen a lot of penalties. You don't see a lot of stuff after the play, and they're very methodical in what they do, which, you know, in high school football is a great way to be.
And again, you're not... okay, we've had a couple of late penalties after the play a little bit, but, you know, you're not seeing illegal procedures.
No, they don't.
They're not jumping offside, you know what I mean?
They're not going to do it. I mean, like I said, they're well coached. Their kids play hard all the time.
Valley View 2nd and 6, and again, after the extra yardage on the penalty, the kickoff sailed to the end zone. Valley View going to the bench a little bit, running play there. That's Leslie, who plays some defensive backs, getting the ball. We saw him earlier in the game on defense.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess here that Scott's gonna not do anything to get any of his like Kaharski and some of those kids.
Well, Kaharski was limping off the field, and I don't think that was a cramp. I just think he tweaked his knee a little bit, and you can see him grabbing the back. There's no reason here at 26-0 with the whole big season to go. I want to ask you, because I asked you about Prep, but I also want to ask you more about Valley View, because when I was a kid, my dad would say, okay, you want to go to a high school football game? Yeah, Dad. Where do you want to go, Jim? Blakely Bears. It always had to be the Blakely Bears as we take another cramp penalty there for Scranton Prep. So I used to go there with Papa Bear Henzis and Dan Case and Jack Konashevsky and then later Lou Mariani with Valley View and stuff. What was the tradition like for you, A, when you were a kid, B, when you win a state title in '92, and then C, being a coach?
Well, the playing part of it, I think, you know, obviously, when you've lived in the area, you've seen that, so you've grown up with it, and you always wanted to be that. You know, you had your idols you wanted to be like, so the kids in the valley always grew up that way. So,
who was your idol?
Well, I moved from Montrose, so I really didn't have a lot of, you know, Valley View like background, really. I'd come and watch a game once in a while, but, you know, when I got down here to play, they started to mention some of the quarterbacks that played, and I was like, geez, you know, you'd see them up on the wall in the high school, and so, you know, you just kind of, you bought into it, you know, and then as you played, the same thing, and then, you know, as we coached, you could really pass on that tradition kind of thing and try to get those kids to buy into it. And I think they've just done, you know, the district itself has done a really good job with that the last, you know, 50 or 60 years or whatever it's been.
3rd and 6, and Swolinski getting some good pull-out blockers there. Prep one of the few times on the night did not contain the left side with the edge, and first down and a much-needed one for Valley View.
I'm assuming Prep's defense probably thinking at some point they're going to throw, right, just to get something out of it. So this is the play we've seen pretty much all night, fake the pass, and Swolinski on that roll and keep it.
Yeah, Rossi a little late there, closing it down, but he's played a very good game, and Swolinski got a little hobble in his giddy up. But again, it's you're not even 0-1 yet. So Valley View at this point is, can we play a good fourth quarter? Can we get a couple drives and sustain? And can we build on something so when we go into next week, we can be a better team than we were in week 1? They fake the handoff. Swilinski keeps it. He's going to get hit this time. Rossi's involved, and again, another nice play there. I tell you, Prep is really showing me something on the defensive side too. They're just gang tackle very well.
Yeah, I just think they've been great up front. I mean, they've been making a lot of hits right at the point of attack. You'll see it here. They're great with their hands. It's one of the things Prep's always good with. Their D-line is great with their hands. They throw guys off and able to get off and make a lot of tackles. You just saw that there.
And again, once it was a gang tackle, everybody's in there trying to strip the ball loose. I saw Terry Gallagher in practice when I was there, and they were trying to tackle McPartland. And he goes, well, he's not an easy guy to tackle, so what do you have to do sometimes? You got to grab the ball so he can't keep running, and, you know, that was the drill. Rolling out to the left, there's a good comeback route. Did he hold on? I believe he did for about an 8-yard gain. That's that young kid you like.
That's Ben Evans.
Sophomore.
Yep, sophomore. He's great hands. They really don't have a lot of receivers back. Their receivers all left for graduation, so he's going to be their go-to guy. Good speed, good catch there. Good coverage too, right? I mean,
sure. You don't give anything deep.
Brady Holmes is saying that. Yeah, I'll give you an 8-yard catch. Just don't get anything deep.
Right. I got the sideline to be my 12th defender there.
Still 3rd and short.
Usually Valley View's been letting Swilinski take the ball here. Quarterback. They jump offside. Both guys, 87 and 6. Just a little too quick. That's got to annoy you, though.
Yeah, and these are the things you want to fix.
Yep.
For next week, and it's gonna, obviously it's probably not gonna turn out the way they wanted it to turn out tonight, the game. But you go back, you watch some film, and you kind of lay in them a little bit and say, hey, here's the things we got to fix. We're going to be 0-10, which that's not the way things work in the Valley. So
well, the first thing when I saw you today, you're like, yeah, okay. Why is Prep and Valley View playing in week 1? You're familiar with it as a coach, and you played late in the year, and it probably for your divisional title in the Lackawanna League, and then it preps you for districts. So when you have it, there's Swilinski again. It'll be a 4th and about 3. How does it when it's early in the year like this? How do you take it from both sides?
Well, I mean, Prep obviously is gonna, if they win the game, it's a big win for them. It's a division win. It's a start to the season win. I mean, Valley View is just gonna. And we've lost games I've coached the first week and still made the district final. So, and won a district. So you can, it's first game. You kind of chalk it up. You tell the kids we're moving on. But for them, both teams, their schedules don't get much easier. I mean, this is a gauntlet of the first 4 or 5 weeks for both of these teams.
Yes.
So, that's what we keep saying. You want to be able to build on it.
They fake the handoff.
Great play by Prep again. Yep. That's what we said. They're just doing such a good job of stringing everything out.
And that was a 4th down, so it'll be a turnover on downs unless there's a penalty, and it doesn't look like there is. Swilinski knows, and Prep will take over. They have a. I don't think they'll even spot it. I mean, it looks like it's about a half a yard short.
I mean, they just don't have enough bodies at the point of attack to block all Prep's guys. They're coming free. We'll see it here. So this is that quarterback draw play that we've seen, but you can see there's 3 bodies unblocked. It's just a tough, we said they're well coached. They get to the ball well. Defensively, they're going to be one of the better teams in all District 2 on defense. Yeah. They always are.
Doughton there on 43 made the play. He made sure he had the angle.
Doughton's been their defensive stud tonight, I think. I mean, they haven't blocked him, I don't think, one time.
No.
He's made a lot of tackles in the backfield.
Yep.
His brother played for them a couple years ago. We're talking about, having that.
Yeah, you build it.
That tradition to build on, and he's done a great job.
Paris still in the game. Again, mostly going left, but this time going right and still getting about, I bet you they're averaging about 7-8 yards to carry, especially when you had the 76-yard run by this man, second play of the game. And again, how much longer does he stay in there? They have the lead.
Shouldn't be in there too much longer, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this might be it. This quarter might be it. But he's even cramping up a little bit, it looks like, too. there's a part of me, you're asking me like, what if you lose? There was a part of me sometimes that wouldn't mind losing sometimes. It was a great wake-up call for some of your kids that thought they maybe were a little better than what they thought they were.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So,
reading the press clippings or something.
You kind of can.
So, one of the few times that Prep went outside on the reverse, and Valley View defended that pretty well, but it's still a first down.
And they've even shown Holmes a lot. He's fast.
Yeah.
You see him there. He's got great speed. Wide receiver sweep right there, and he almost busted that one.
Caleb Burkowski, number 33, has entered the game for Scranton Prep. There's Terry, hands behind his back, seems to be pretty content.
And this is just a wide receiver outside zone, let's say, or a sweep, whatever you want to call it. Kind of the same play they've been running, just with a different guy carrying the ball.
Down to the final seconds, ticking away at the end of the third quarter. It's been all Scranton Prep. They scored early, and they've been pitching a shutout. Cavaliers take it 26-0 to the fourth here on WNEP2 and WNEP Plus.
Save big this summer at Matthews Kia of Blakely. This month, drive off in our 2025 Kia Seltos S all-wheel drive. Lease it for $334 per month for 36 months with $3,000 due at signing. Or lease the 2024 Kia EV6 Wind all-wheel drive for $312 per month for 24 months with $3,000 due at signing at Matthews Kia of Blakely or MatthewsKiaofBlakely.com.
Idle Hours Entertainment is your destination for family fun, rain, or shine. Come check out our new digs in Dixon City and Scranton at the former Southside Bowl. Book our VIP boutique lane for private parties and meetings. Go under the sea for a glow-in-the-dark mini-golf adventure. Grab a team and battle it out in our huge laser tag arena. Get your game on in our brand new arcades and up your game with family favorite Cosmic Bowl. Whether you're north or south, there's so much to discover at the brand new Idle Hours Entertainment. Fun, happy.
High school football here on WNEP2 and WNEP Plus. Our number 6 team, Valley View. Our number 5 team, Scranton Prep. And it's been the Cavaliers, the home team, playing here at Dunmore, leading 26-0 through 3 quarters. Jim Coles, George Wanitz, and Don Jacobs bringing you the action along with our Sterling crew. And I would be remiss if I did not say join us on WNEP tonight for week 1 of the Super 16 Sports Final. I was part of that for 32 years and never left that show without excitement. There was no doubt about it. There's Scranton Prep, off tackle, Dickey, still in the game, and 2 guys go down for Valley View, whether that's cramping or what, but Dickey split the double team, and sometimes that's how they tell you to run it. You have 2 guys coming at you, just go between them because they'll bounce off each other.
Use your speed. It's that same play. It's like beating a dead horse now, right? Where it's that counter with the 2 guys pulling, you know, using Dickey as the running back. I think one of the things, too, you got to realize, and I always used to tell people this when I coached, 26-0 doesn't mean the Valley View's bad either. I mean, Prep's just playing very well tonight. I think, you know, you kind of take everything game 1 with a grain of salt. This is 2 good football teams that are going to both have a great season and probably at the end both be playing somewhere in that district championship, you know, be in that district championship range somewhere.
Well, we said before the game when we were chatting on the field, and Delaware Valley last year opened up with those 3 ridiculously difficult opponents, went 0-3, and everybody was like, they're burying Delaware Valley. Then they took on Scranton Prep, and they physically beat Scranton Prep. I mean, it was a very close game, but they physically took it to Scranton Prep, and then everybody's like, ooh. So when you have Prep upgrading their schedule this year, and Valley View, like you say, the gauntlet is just starting for them. We'll know more about this team in about a month, both programs.
Yes, definitely. And this obviously, it's a great start for Prep. You know, they're going to build on this and hopefully stay away from the injury bug, and they're going to be, you know, they're going to be right there at the end like they always are. Valley View now, one of the things that I worry about, you know, being a former coach and seeing the way the playoffs are this year is you have, I mean, here's Prep's next 3 games. I mean, again, I don't know how good Loyola or Canisius is, but we know how good Delaware Valley is probably going to be by the, you know, 3 weeks from now. But it's a gauntlet. You know, these teams are like, you know, playing some tougher teams, and you know, but you start to find out a little more, I think, as you get to about the midway point of the season.
And then Valley View, Crestwood, okay, and then at Wilkes-Barre, and then Abington, and that's tough. Bradley.
That's a tough schedule.
Yeah.
I told Scott, I talked to him the other day doing an interview, and he said, boy, I don't know what our AD was doing. He let that schedule go through, but that's a brutal schedule to start. Crestwood's going to be in the mix to win the, be in the district mix. Wilkes-Barre area has a lot of great skilled kids coming back, and then Abington has
Bradley, the quarterbacks
and receivers, and you know, that's a rivalry game for Valley View as well. So, you know, that's a tough start.
And again, we talked about how week 1 and probably next week if it's warm, cramping will come into play. Not sure if this injury is that, but a couple guys went down in that play for each team. So now they're taking off his cleats, so that might be a little more than a cramp.
Yeah, I'm going to say. I see Dr. Colleran out there too. So. Dr. Colleran's a Valley View grad, and his son's played at Prep.
Yeah, they're asking for like a cart.
Let's see who it is.
No, it's a. I thought, I don't want to speculate. I did see somebody in Valley View 52. I thought maybe it was, but let's see what it.
And this is what you don't want to see, right?
No.
Especially, you know, when you get to you're in the 4th quarter now, and the game's pretty much sealed up here, but you don't want to see these kind of injuries.
Well, after the play was over, he went down and then he kind of leaned back, and you saw him reaching. But again, at the moment, I was thinking hopefully it was just a cramp, but it might be just like an ankle or a foot.
Looks like they're bringing the ambulance out.
Yep. Let me pull out the binoculars, see if we can see. And again, you don't, I'm not sure who it is yet, but week 1, you know, you lose the game, but you want to be able to keep playing the whole year, and you don't want this to be something where the young man.
I just want to say too, like it's not like a head injury or doesn't look like a head injury or a back. It looks like down in the leg area somewhere.
It's a lower leg.
Yeah, they don't want to take any chances with anything anymore.
If you're just joining us, second play of the game, Lewis Paris went 76 yards for a touchdown for Scranton Prep. And Valley View actually retaliated, got to midfield, had a 4th and short, and tried to quick snap it and didn't get like the 1.5 yards they needed. Scranton Prep had a short field, went down and scored, and then McPartland, who scored 2 more times. And that's where we're at now. Just 9 seconds into the 4th quarter, and it is Valley View trailing 26-0, and they do have a player down at this point. And you can see the staff is there. Prep players being respectful, taking a knee on their side. I said maybe 52, it could be 32. Aiden Muschel, let's see. Muschel, a junior defensive end.
It's the worst too, because your players are on the sideline and they're nervous because a lot of them don't know what it is. And
yep. All right, they're hoisting them up. Yeah, his left knee is in like some kind of brace.
The air cast thing.
Yeah, right. But he's definitely communicating, like George said. It's not like a head or a heart thing or anything like that. He's definitely communicating with the training staff and the coaching staff.
Sometimes now you get, with the turf and stuff, you get some. Like a kneecap gets dislocated and you can't get it back in or something like that, so they don't take any chances now.
Well, you had to go through it twice, right?
Yeah.
With Dylan and Adam. And I know when Adam got hurt, it wasn't even a contact injury. He was just kind of trying to get out of bounds and did a little hesitation move, and it just caught in the turf.
We've had some, we've had some kids that have like dislocated a shoulder in a game. The doctor just can't get it, back in the way it should. So they send them to the ER so that make sure. Because again, some of these things, if you don't take care of it early, it's a
becomes problematic later, right?
So they really don't take any chances. And this is a
precautionary thing, I think. I can definitely see him communicating with his staff, so his hand's now on the back of his head. So we wish him the best. Obviously, you don't want to see this with any player on any team. But to a team like Valley View that's losing, and you get one of your key guys injured, it's got to be tough to feel it. Like I think last year with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Jet fans were like, this is the the greatest thing since Super Bowl III, and then his season lasted 4 plays.
Yeah.
And they never quite recovered. There's Chris Delaney, the AD.
And the problem you run into with a lot of these things, and especially early, like I said, with only having one scrimmage, you just don't get a chance to see a lot of the kids as much as you need to. Like when we used to have the 2 weeks, and then at least you can run guys. Some of the younger guys will get a lot more reps.
Yeah.
Well, with only one scrimmage, it's tough. So you're stuck. A lot of times your first string guys get a lot of the work. Your second and thirds don't get nearly as much. So now you get your first string guy going down the first game. You got to go to, plan B comes really quick. Sometimes you're not sure.
Oh, you see, there's 32. I don't know if that's a parent or something, but 32's jersey, that is Aiden Muschel. So they did get the jersey off.
Yeah, hopefully he's fine, and like you said, I've gone through 3 ACL surgeries. My son Dylan 2, and my son Adam 1, and we have good people around here to do things the right way, which is why they're doing that, and they'll take care of him, and he'll be hopefully fine. You hate to see any of this happen.
And when your son Adam got injured in that injury with inside the 10-yard line, when he ran like 30-40 yards and he made the indecision, and he kind of got caught. And at first they thought he was okay, then they realized it was the other knee that indeed was the problem. And then you came over, I was watching you, and you kind of tapped him on the chest, but you couldn't go into fatherly mode because you were the head coach and you had to run a play, and you had to win a game, and
it's tough.
Yeah.
And even when you're not the father, believe me, it's tough. You're around these kids so much, and you get to know them, and sometimes better than most other people do. So it's a tough sell for anybody with that.
So obviously there's a little delay. Well, let's recap how we got to the point, at least scoreboard-wise, in this one. Early in the game, Paris off tackle, 76 yards later, and the extra point, 7-0 lead.
We said pregame, you got to stop 5. And they have to stop 5 tonight. He's kind of run all over them. And
it looked like the pursuit had the angle on him, but he's just fast enough to pull away. I mean, he's more of a power guy. And then the Will McPartland show, Will I Am, this is its first of 3 touchdowns.
And they've run pretty much the same play, same 4 or 5 plays all night. That's one of their big touchdown kind of formations and runs. And Will's done a great job of finishing.
And again, I don't know if you can tell that the quarterback, number 5, Paris, is the lead blocker. There he is right there, pancaking the guy in the background.
Same exact play we saw before, right? Just to the other side for another touchdown. And we knew Prep skill kids are really good, right? McFarland was back.
And then there's the fake left and the okey-doke right.
Same formation.
Double team in Moreno.
So it's really been, for them, it's been Paris, McPartland,
Little Dickey.
Yeah, a little bit of Trayvon Dickey, and then that's pretty much been it, right? I mean, they've handed the ball to Holmes like once or twice, and That's been about it.
Yeah, I think Paris and McPartland both have 20 carries in this game.
Reese Tanner would have had a touchdown, but it got called back with a penalty on a kind of a quick hitting trap.
Yep. So Prep trying to stay loose, and again, if anything, keep hydrating. You know, you don't want to see this. I was at the Selinsgrove Jersey Shore game last year where a young man lost his life with the tackle at the end of the game for Jersey Shore, 9 seconds to go, and that's as far as we got in a tie game. And you realize there's more important things. In this case, I think Musial will be fine long term. It just is I think a leg.
Yeah, that's what it looked like they were working on. Like I said, if there's anything that's, you know, that they immediately can't take care of on the sideline with a sideline doctor, they call the ambulance right
to
out.
Stabilize.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
You can't take any chances now.
So we've been in a lull for about 20 minutes here with just 9 seconds into the fourth quarter. First running play for Prep. A couple guys went down, one didn't get up, and there's Scott Wasilchek talking to his team, telling them to focus. You know, there's a lot of messaging going on, and you've always heard the expression, you learn a lot about a team more anywhere else between week 1 to week 2. Everybody is going to be hosannas and a 1-0 for the team that wins, and everything's going to be chutes and ladders like the game is. But you got to keep giving the message that we're going to keep fighting for this fourth quarter. We're going to fight next week, and we're going to fight through our last whistle of the year.
You know, Scott's just trying to calm them down now too. I think just to, it's tough coming. You know, it's tough seeing one of your teammates when they get hurt like that, and the ambulance comes out. And, the Valley View guys just said to me they think it's a hip injury. So, you know, when you see one of your teammates like that, the guys sometimes a lot of them get upset. Some of his best friends are you know, it's a tough emotional. It's an emotional game to begin with, and then when one of your buddies goes down, it makes it a little more emotional. So, just calm them down a little bit here. Tell them they got to keep playing hard for the next 12 minutes, and you know, kind of hit the reset button. And Prep's thinking now, you know, keep this drive going and let's punch another one in.
So Mike Sarah says, let's go back to work. The clock starts ticking. Prep starts knocking on the door right near the red zone, about the 20. Little shovel handoff. Pretty good D there by Valley View. Prep again going a little deeper into the bench. Anthony Prince, just a sophomore, now into the game.
Nice tackle there by number 6, Jeffrey Wasilchak. That's Jeff Wasilchak's son, Scott's nephew. He's a sophomore playing outside backer for them. His brother just graduated, played center started center for 3 years for us, and was a good player.
And then Scotty's young junior was a really good running back too, right?
Very good. So Prep's going to take as much time off the clock now as they can.
5 to go in the running clock, and then they hand off again. Dickey on the reverse. Stays in bounds.
And people that are watching might be like, well, why do you still have your starters in? And I'm going to tell you, there's 2 ways to look at this. Like me, I would have my guys out right now because I don't want to get anybody hurt. But a lot of other people
One scrimmage.
Yeah, a lot of other people are like, hey, we got some games coming up, and if we go 4 quarters in a game, we got to be ready to play the 4 quarters. So, you know, it's 2 different thoughts of how to do it.
That's a look at Trayvon Dickey, cornerback, wide receiver, and occasional wing back. You see Paris signaling behind the line of scrimmage. Going to go off right side. He's at first going to be denied, but boy, he keeps fighting, and he might have got it. Either way, I'm sure they'll go for it. Yep, Mike Sarah says first down, and that was just second, third effort.
Well, when you tackle them high, you're not getting them down. I'm going to tell you that right now. So you can see that, you know, when he the first guy that comes in kind of tries to grab him around the shoulder pads, that is not going to work. He's too low to the ground. He's too tough. We've said it. He's a wrestler, heavyweight wrestler. He's used to, you know, being in a circle and having somebody try to get him down, and it's not going to work.
Yeah, that was like a bug on the windshield, just flicking him away. So now Prep with another quarterback in there now. Well, it's actually McPartland taking the snap and a timeout. Prep, the clock was going down. Not the game clock, but the running clock was down to play clock down to about 3 seconds, so they called timeout.
I mean, my guess here is that every time they put McPartland in the Wildcats, they run that same kind of student body play, right? Put Paris out as the wing, as the lead blocker, with in a little bunch set, 2 tight ends, and just let them catch the ball and run to where there's daylight.
How many plays in the playbook do you think McPartland is there for a passing play?
Well, I'm sure they'll have
one or two.
Yeah, I'm sure at some point they'll run. Like Tebow used to run like that jump pass in Florida, right? So anybody used to watch Tim Tebow when he played, but I'm sure they'll have something where he'll take 3 or 4 steps that way and just stand up and do like a little jump pass to somebody in the flat or somebody in the back corner.
Pittsburgh Steelers fans know that short pass. You know, everybody's like, well, he's not going to win the game. He threw like a 5-yard pass and it went 80 yards.
Usually you save those for like the big games. Like whenever you think your big game's coming up, you know, like maybe let's say they have Delaware Valley in 4 weeks or something, and they keep running that play, and then they'll have 3 or 4 wrinkles in.
They'll wait to see if the safety's creeping in.
They won't. They usually won't run it when they're up by points like this. They'll run it when they're
safe. No, exactly.
Here's that formation. You see 73 in the backfield, so they put another big tackle in the backfield as an extra blocker.
Oh, they are
throwing it.
How about that?
You called it. You could be an offensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah, that's what I should be. Well, McPartland throws the touchdown pass. Reese Tanner, who had one called back, calls it in. So Terry Galler must be listening to us down there. Like, how about that? That's shocking. I can't believe I got one right. That happened once. We were doing like a Rail Riders or Red Barons game at opening day, and the guy was bluffing from third. I'm like, well, he's not stealing home. Next pitch, stole home. I was like, whoop.
I mean, it's a great, again, we're talking about, you know, having things on film that people have to see.
Yep.
So now that takes another guy in the future that could be saying, all right, well, I'm going to stay up here and make this tackle. He's got to stay back and cover. So that's one less guy you got to worry about blocking when you run the ball in the future.
Bianchi's extra point goes through. 3 for 5 on extra points and a 33-0 lead. So Prep with a little jump pass. And like, Valley View almost scored that one touchdown. Remember that one pass to the tight end? Just a little bit more air on it, but you know, he's wide open, so it was an easy pass, but still, credit to McPartland. He got air under it, and you see the 3 guys, Marino and everybody coming up.
And you, again, they've run the same play out of this. They just have them run with it. So what is the whole defense thinking? All right, you got to come up and make a tackle, right? And they pull the ball out and wide open.
So Scranton Prep's special teams getting together. Valley View trying to get something going again. Do you keep Smolinski in the game? I mean, you do want to get something, you know, to build on, but
I don't know. I mean, like
you already have one guy hurt.
I'm chalking this up. Yeah. You know, if I'm on that sideline, I'm chalking it up. You know, we got our butts kicked tonight, and you know, we're gonna move on to next week. I want to be at full strength for next week, but. Again, same thing. He's a newer quarterback, you know. So are the reps going to help him? Maybe, you know, maybe that's the thought process. We keep him in, get him some more reps, and get him that much better for next week.
Again, I was at a practice, and Casey Malsberger was throwing the ball and throwing it very effectively.
Yeah.
So if you want, but if you want to, you know. If you want to throw the ball, if that's what you're trying to do at this point. So there was a penalty after the play, and that's why Prep is kicking off from the 45 of Valley View. I did see a little collision. I didn't see the penalty flag, but I did see the collision. Actually, Paris took a hit.
I thought somebody jumped over the pile, and if the person's... You can't really hit anybody with their head down, and you can't. There's certain things you can't
center or
jump
something.
over.
Yeah, when the center's snapping. So
sometimes they call it, sometimes they don't. So I'm assuming somebody probably had their head down and either ran somebody over. See, I don't like the penalties either. Like that, to me, you got to take care of that too moving forward. A lot of dumb penalties. They're going to hurt you in big games. Looks like they're all still in there, right?
Yep. These skill guys. Pass in the flat. Evans.
It's not a bad play. You know, again, get some positives.
Yeah.
Move it forward. Quick, easy pass. Little, just a hitch screen. Let them run.
So Valley View's going to have to develop some playmakers on the outside. Like you said, Evans is quick, a track guy, and has the ability. You do want to stretch because Prep hasn't, I don't want to say hasn't really honored the pass play so much, but they really are bringing guys up. Reed has been a non-factor at 15. Swolitsky's had his moments, but you can see even now with a 33-0 lead, Prep is really close to the line of scrimmage, and they hit Evans again for another gain of about 8.
And this has been like the thorn in Valley View side, I think, for about the last 5 years or so. Like, you have to, there's times when you really have to be a passing team, you know, when there's that many guys in the box. And we said, though, they really haven't gotten any rhythm going with the offense. But I like this. Just get out, show teams you can throw a little bit, let them throw, get some positives. Get the ball out to receivers, because you're going to have to do this. Teams are going to come out and say you can't throw and just stuff the box, so you got to be able to do it.
This time a little longer drop because it's a longer play, and
he had it too.
Right through the wicket. Perfectly thrown pass there.
Sometimes when you're open, they're the easiest ones to catch. I think that would have been again, you're talking about a sophomore playing his first varsity game. The nerves come in a little bit there, you know, whether it's the first quarter or the fourth.
Yeah, well, or you're thinking touchdown before you think reception, right? Like once I catch this, I'm scoring. But no, you got to catch it first. That was a good throw, though. I was right there.
It was a great throw. He's made some nice throws. The last 3 throws he's made have been good throws.
Tristan Smith in the backfield for Valley View, and he gets the ball. So you can see some clapping, trying to get a new face in the game and trying to get him some work.
Scranton Prep's moved some different guys in on defense. Their secondaries, looks like a lot of their secondary guys are new now. With 4s in there, A.J. Kroom.
Yeah, Kroom has been involved in the offense a little bit, couple plays. We get a first down there for Valley View.
I think they had 9 in there as the other corner. There's Jack Mendola. He's up at the top. So they have some younger kids in there getting some reps.
And they're going to be needed. Looking out in the flat. Does the check down. There is a penalty flag at the bottom of the field.
Prep's done such a nice job. Like, how many missed tackles have they had tonight? I don't know if they've had any. Have they had any? I mean, even there.
If they did, it only led to another yard or two because somebody else was there.
They've done such a nice job of limiting any kind of. In the NFL, they talk about the YAC, yard after catch.
Yep.
There hasn't been a whole lot of.
No.
And yard after contact is what they use now too. So there hasn't been a whole lot of yards after contact on running plays and pass plays.
So it goes back 5 yards against Valley View. Actually more than that, 10 yards.
That must be a holding somewhere.
Yeah, it was down the bottom of the screen. It might have been a wide receiver.
Penalties killed them though, right? We've talked about that the whole night. I don't know how
well,
many
that's something
penalties
you can clean up pretty quick. I mean, you should be able to. So you can see Valley View with some guys new. Joey Valvano in the game now, a senior running back. He goes out in the right flat. Another deep throw. Not there this time. Double team. Oh. Yep.
Got a little bit of pressure there.
A little chicken wing there.
See, those are the things I'm talking about. They're I'm gonna say just dumb penalties, things you don't need.
Yeah, the double team was there, and Kovac is frustrated.
Yeah.
You know, so just a little shot after the play, easy call there. And again, Mike and his staff, they want to keep a lid on this.
Well, you have to be disciplined. I mean, it's 33-0. I mean, you know, we're getting some time to get maybe make a play here, get a catch, get some time that maybe you didn't get during the, the first 3 quarters, and that doesn't help you to as a coach, that doesn't help me to put you back out on the field if that's the kind of play, you know, those are the plays you can make. So this is a dress rehearsal for some of these kids to keep moving forward.
Sure it is. So that's Smith, 24. Smolinski here at second, and you can see it. 35, straight handoff. Prep, as we've seen all night, 4 guys in on the tackle.
A lot of new bodies in there. Prep on defense, a lot of subs. Caleb Rakowski in there.
Yeah, they had him at fullback a little bit earlier. So now it's fourth and forever.
Tristan Smith, that tailback Valley just had, he's gonna be a good player too. He's a sophomore. His dad's a coach at Keystone. One of the college coaches at Keystone, football coach.
5'8", 165. Plays a little corner.
This is always the worst as a coach. I used to yell at our assistants because you'd be subbing, like you didn't want your first team guys in there now, and that's what it looks like Valley View's doing too. So you'd be like on the sideline going, all right, I need you to go in the punt, and guys would be, you'd have some guys hiding in the back that didn't want to get in.
Yeah.
You get some other guys that, you know, you tell them what
okay,
position.
so when you say you take out a first team defense, 4 or 5 guys, and you know, maybe even 11 guys on the first team offense, but then special teams, you kind of set up for a certain way of doing things, and then when you're like, you have guys that, you know, all week don't practice in special teams,
That's
and they're
exactly
like,
what happens. You're like JV punt, and you haven't had a JV game yet, so they're all looking at each other.
Is that me?
And then you have, you know, then you have 12 guys on the field, and only 9, and then the head coach is mad, and he's screaming at the Coach Reese, who's running the special teams here.
So you call timeout.
So you call timeout and get set up.
Add one more thing to the list that has to be resolved between now and Monday's practice. So Valley View obviously will punt. Prep doing the very cautious thing there with a fair catch. He actually had room to run, but I'm sure he was told just fair catch it, and he does.
I'm guessing Prep will have their 2s in now as well.
That's AJ Kroom, who was
I always
in the game
hated
early.
this. Like that 35-point rule to me is dumb. Like at this point, the clock should be running. You know, your both teams have their second teams in there. It should be like if each team waves the white flag and says, "Hey, we're taking our starters off the clock." You have to wait for that 35-point thing, which I think is just dumb.
Right. And you can see Valley View wholesale in the middle of the. Yep. There's very much there. There's confusion, and they're going to have to call another time.
There's Marino still in there. I mean, it looks like a lot of their starters are still in there.
I mean, I'm chuckling, but it's understandable when it's week 1 and you probably didn't expect to be down 33-0 at this point, and you have guys that you want them to get a taste of what this is all about, whether it's get on TV or just get some reps before. So we have injuries in a long season, you can show yourself.
And Scranton Prep left their starters in for the last drive, so you're not sure if they're subbing. So usually you don't sub.
Oh, you wait till you see, right? Yeah.
And usually the team that's up is kind of the one that sets the tone for that, you know.
Oh, nice play.
Great play.
Forced free. So of course that is 99 who doesn't show up in our guide.
I'm trying to see what it is.
He made a play earlier. And it ends with 87. Jason Munley.
That was a great play here.
Nap. I think he said nap.
Came off the edge, unblocked. Great play.
And again, it's a hustle play. That's going to look good when they look at the film.
Well, that's what you want to do here. I mean, I could say this. Like my son Adam's at Pitt. I tell him the same thing at practice. He's a, second or third, second, third, fourth string tight end. I'm like, when you go to practice, bust your butt. That's what you want to show every rep you can get that you're going to fly around and give 100%.
Max McGrath in the game. It's the handoff again. That's Anthony Prince. This time he holds on to it. So McGrath in at quarterback. Paris is done for the night. So the team to root for in Pennsylvania in college football is...
Well, if you're me, it's the Pitt Panthers.
Pitt Panthers. Okay, just checking. And if Henry Hanowski's watching, he would say that too.
No, all the Penn State fans don't want to hear that. But when you have a son that plays at Pitt, you're not allowed to root for anybody else.
Yeah. And another nice play.
Same play.
Yeah.
See, this play is set up that if 99 comes off the edge, the quarterback really should keep it going the other way. If it's a true zone read, which is what a lot of colleges run. When you see the running kind of quarterbacks, this is what they'll do. If that end crashes down, they fake it and they keep it. If he stays and plays the quarterback, you hand it off. But I don't know if that's exactly what they're running, but that's what it looks like there.
One thing I would say is Valley View should add 99 to their roster, because he made 2 nice plays this series. First and last play.
I always I love watching Hard Knocks, the NFL show that they put on HBO Max, because you get to see sometimes the second and third string guys, they make some plays in practice. You put them in a preseason game to make some plays, and now all of a sudden they're in the mix, so you never know. Some of these kids we see in week 1, by week 5, 6, 7, 8, they're in the mix.
Well, I'm an unfortunate New York Giants fan, so they've been on Hard Knocks, and I haven't watched it. But I remember years ago, I think it was the Jets, and it was Parcells was the team on Hard Knocks. And the one undrafted guy for the Giants, after the game was over, the last preseason game, Parcells shook the Giants coach and goes, "Who's like 88?" It was Victor Cruz. Yeah. And the salsa guy. And he had a nice career with the Giants. In fact, he beat the Jets with like a 98-yard touchdown. They got the year the Giants won the Super Bowl.
Well, I'm watching the Bears one now, and they have the Bears have that Bagley, the quarterback from Shepherd, Division II quarterback, set a whole bunch of records, Division II for pass yardage, and they drafted him whatever last year. He was undrafted, but came in when the Bears quarterbacks got hurt, and he lit it up, and now he's their backup, and you never know.
Just give him a chance. The Valley View with their reserves in there. Stan Strasburger off the right side. Probably got about 6.5. Again, both sides liberally going to the second and in some cases third depth.
And this is good for the kids, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is it's almost like a JV game right now. But listen, your kids get reps, like I said, which they normally wouldn't get. And you might find somebody here and a lot of them are going to be young, they're going to be sophomores or freshmen. But this is great when you get in and get a little taste.
And they'll run down to Papa's Pizza and they'll say, "I got to play in this game," or I know Valley View has a couple of Italian places to attend to get a good meal. So
my daughter's a sophomore, so she's in the student section out there for Valley View, and this will be all her friends, all the sophomores that she knows that are on the team. They'll all get in now, and then, I'm sure tonight they'll be Snapchatting and everything else that they do, sending pictures out, telling that they saw them and they had a catch or they had a run or a block, and it's fantastic.
See, when I was younger, Alexander Graham Bell did not invent the telephone yet, so we didn't have that option. Valley View eventually tried to go deep, but then I think his elbow got hit and that ball got knocked short. So Oliver Swingle is the just a freshman, so that's good for him to get out there and get a taste.
Ollie's probably going to be the heir apparent at quarterback. He played for the freshman team the last couple of years at quarterback, and my assumption is he'll probably be the one to take over the reins when Swilinski graduates.
So he's under center. Will it be a running play? Yes, it is. Pitch left. Pretty good cutback. That's Strasburger again.
Prep subbing a bunch of guys, but even there, great tackle, right? Not a lot of missed tackles, even with the young kids.
Jackson Silphy with one of the guys on the tackle there.
You can see 31 there, making a play in the backfield, just grabbing the jersey. Again, no missed tackles, no yards after the contact.
That's Skublik there. It's like Alabama. You saw those tearaway jerseys that they used to have when Bear Bryant was. I mean, I'm way older, but you know, Johnny Musso and those guys. Oh, and there's a mishandled exchange there on the snap. Big. Look like Valley View might have cut. No, I see Prep on it. 55. Let's get double nickels in the highlights. Good for him. Jordan Tallarico, the sophomore.
Nice play.
Yeah. Didn't quit. They've been active all game, and Tallarico gets the fumble recovery with 2:04 to go. We're doing a game in week 4, Mount Carmel area and Southern Columbia.
See the fumble here. I thought he got on it, then it was rolling around.
Right, and there's 55.
Rico gets
winning the
there.
battle. So Mount Carmel is the winningest team in the state of Pennsylvania, top 10 in the country. Southern Columbia merely has a 7 consecutive state championship run going. Prep pitches it out. Valley View showing some hustle here late with the reserves. That's Brandon Farmer, the freshman, now in the game. Well, I tell you what, for a freshman, he's 175 pounds.
Yeah, I was just going to say, their second team here is big. Like, their linemen look big. They had some big bodies in there for second and third string kids.
McGrath at quarterback. Oh, that's the. We lost the table behind us. The Valley View coaching staff is fine, in case anybody's wondering. Their table.
They didn't throw the table either.
No, they did not. No.
You don't want any stories started.
No. I was just glad it wasn't Nick Rodeo falling down after eating his ice cream. So a hand up to the fullback, getting in on the act. That's Dominic Salvo. It's a good name for a running back, a Salvo.
Parents love this, right? So they're sitting in the stands. Oh, my son just, got a carry or had a tackle.
Yeah. 3rd in the yard. We're looking over at the guys that did not throw the table. So they're taking a knee here on the final snap of the game.
Last snap here.
Yep. We see 9 seconds on the clock, on the play clock. So he'll take it, and that'll be it. So real quick, Scranton Prep scored 13 points in the first quarter, led 19-0 at halftime, added 2 scores in the second half. And blank number 6, Valley View, 33-0. I want to thank our production crew. I want to thank Mark Finan of Dunmore High School, the host school for this event, helped us out with doing this. And of course, the athletic directors, Gray and Chris over at Valley View. Scranton Prep will go and play a team from Maryland and go on a couple of tough road games and then get Delaware Valley. Valley View gets Crestwood and then Wilkes-Barre area, so nothing easier coming for the Cougars, but Scranton Prep made a statement today, George, and they are one of the best teams, if not the best team in District 2, and I know Dallas is very good also.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, they're if you look at small schools, this is going to be your best small school all year. I mean, they're going to be a tough team to beat. They got a great mix of seniors and then underclassmen. They got great speed, great size. We talked about Paris at the beginning of the game. You got a quarterback that's a 3-year starter that can do pretty much everything, and he did that tonight. And then they showcased McPartland tonight, and Dickey tonight. So, man, they just came at you with weapon after weapon tonight, and they made plays. Every kid made plays, and their defense swarmed and tackled everything possible tonight.
So there's Paris at the top of the screen, shaking hands, respect going both ways. And that'll be a wrap here on WNEP Plus and WNEP2. Check out the sports final tonight on WNEP with Steve Lloyd and company. Scranton Prep pitches a shutout, 33-0 for George Kiwanis. I'm Jim Coles. Have yourself a good night and a great high school football season.
Thank you.
Allied Services and you, helping local children challenge disabilities and change their lives for the better. Come join us for the Allied Services 5K and All Abilities Walk August 25th at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Scranton. New this year is a 2-mile walk, and you can join a team. Support Team Allied Services as we train for the New York City Marathon. Text Allied. $35 or more gets you a team shirt, like this one. Team Allied Services and you.